podcast, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Welcome to Visual House Studios, baby. Yeah.
Daddy missed you, baby. Come on now. It's literally anything we want. Y'all know what time it is. You just giggling.
That was hella cute.
Oh, thank you, baby. Shoot. Hey, yo, for all you new listeners, this is literally anything we want, Law, for sure. Y'all know what time it is. Or if you don't, you better find out real quick. Follow us on the socials, Visual House Studios on TikTok, Instagram, and kinda, sorta Twitch. We're getting that figured out, so don't worry, y'all.
We ain't, bro.
Dang, man.
Twitch is too finicky, man.
It's like, man, I feel you,
They're
dog.
too strict.
Man, ain't they, though?
They're
Which
way
is
too
surprising,
strict.
because it's like they allow so much stuff, but at the same time, they're so...
I mean, if one of us had titties, then they would let us. But since
Oh,
we don't,
100%.
We're nice titties.
100, well,
Yeah.
yeah. We gotta think about that. But let's be real. Have you really ever seen ugly ones? I have,
Ugly
actually.
titties or ugly bitches?
Ugly boobies?
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's some horrible ones,
yeah.
bro.
Actually, yeah. When I said that, I'm like, actually, I have to.
There's a lot of them.
Dang, I wouldn't say a lot. I haven't seen them.
When the areola hella wrinkly.
You got that scary movie too with the orangutan.
For real. Oh my gosh. For real. But no, y'all. In case you don't know, the 39 crew is, ooh, baby, we love you. Thank you for tuning in like you always do. And y'all share with at least one person, because, you know, we're going to grow this empire, and you either going to ride the bandwagon right now or join when you a sucker. Either way, you might as well just hop on right now.
Suckers be sucking.
Suckers be sucking, though. Sucking in? Is that a new word?
Sucking in?
Sucking in.
They some sucklings.
Sucklings.
That's fire.
That's dope.
Sucklings. That's going on the shirt.
That is sucklings.
Don't be a suckling.
Don't be no suckling.
Suckling.
What we had one of us pointing the finger to, like Uncle Sam or whatever. Don't be no suckling.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on, baby. And for y'all who are new, also, this is our good friend Vince, one half of the mighty Summer Blanco. Everybody give a round of applause.
What's
39 crew,
up?
baby.
What's up, y'all?
Hit that.
What's up? What's up?
Come on, baby.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. You know what we got to do. Us nerds, we got to stick together, man. We got to stick together. Even though nerds, we rule the world right now. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Like, honestly. Bill Gates,
We eating good, too.
nerd. Jeff Bezos, low-key a nerd.
He's a villain, bro.
He's a villain.
No,
Fucking Lex Luthor out there, dog.
Every story needs a villain, though, and he is...
Elon Musk more like Lex Luthor.
Elon Musk is
He
Lex
be-
Luthor.
He be having hella tech and shit, man.
Yeah, he's the... He's the
fucking-
superior Iron Man.
Then, bro, like, well, he didn't go to space. He floated around it.
Elon?
No,
Oh,
Bezos.
Bezos?
Oh yeah, he floated like,
He's
but no,
like-
that's still space though. It's just not deep space, because you know, deep space. You
I ain't gonna lie. When I got hired that day that I think it was February 2nd when he did that first missile launch. That was like success.
right.
We watched it. There was like
Elon?
Tesla. When there was like 30 of us applying for the job and shit like that, and then they aired the launch sequence of shit, and fucking we watched it. It was kind of moving, bro.
Right.
Like you know, you get caught up in the hype. you get caught up in the hype. You're like, yo, this is crazy, y'all.
You're like, I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone was cheering and shit. I'm like, yo, and the missile returned to its station. I was like, fuck.
He's like, man, send me to Mars real quick.
Josh should be hyped, I bet you, bro.
But y'all don't know,
Josh
Josh.
a professional
he
Elon
hates
hater.
Elon. Look what his dad did, man. And which, hey, man, I ain't denying that. But look, he's the closest thing to Tony Stark we got. The closest. I mean, come on, man.
He a bitch, but yeah, he's still,
Yeah, no, he a sucker. He a suckling.
he's a suckling.
He's a suckling, but you know.
Tony
but-
Stark was a sucker before he
Yeah, he
got
was too.
he got blown
he
up.
done morphed into a suckling.
He had to get blasted to get stop being a sucker.
He like
Right,
shows
guys.
his
Kind of a
skin and
He was
rips-
still kind of a sucker after that, though.
Oh, 100%. 100% though. And wouldn't it be crazy though if on accident that fool discovered like a way to go into the quantum realm? Like
If
what?
anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be him.
Yeah, I mean straight up.
People
I
that
mean,
work for him, I should say.
yeah, exactly.
It ain't gonna be him,
but inventors, quote unquote inventors, always get the credit though for people who work under them. It'd be like that. Guy who invented the light bulb, he didn't invent it.
You know, they found right when it got invented, sometime after, they found a solution where it won't ever go out. like a light bulb, it would work forever.
I
But
heard about that.
because there was no money in it, and everyone the product would be finished, and there would be no
Right.
So
it's just like, well, we gotta get bank off of this somehow. I mean,
yeah.
come
So
on,
there
bro.
was an agreement by all companies. They made like a law or some
Like a
shit like
pact,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Like yo, we can't. No one can make that.
Like a superior light bulb. Like
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
to be.
But
it has to go out.
It was made and shit like that. But now it's
Yeah.
everyone's in agreement. Like it can only last to this amount or some shit like
Which
that.
is dumb, man.
That's some suckers.
That's
some
sucker.
suckling stuff.
That's sucker.
Damn.
Ooh, I think that's the longest you went.
No, I've been cussed already.
Have you?
I think it cuts
Dang.
her. If
Man,
not, if
I'm
not
so-
hit me.
He said one of us definitely.
I didn't do it right away like normal though.
Hey, you getting better though, babe. I'm proud of you, babe.
Fuck.
39 crew was proud of you before you just done insulted them once again.
Cock.
You nasty. Nah, but I mean, if that fool were to discover the quantum realm, do you think it'd be anything like that movie we saw, Ant-Man,
Hope not.
Quantumania? Ooh. Dang. You for real didn't like it. You kind of.
I haven't
Speak
seen
your
it.
mind,
I haven't
bruh.
seen it twice. I haven't
You
seen it
was
twice.
like, I mean,
You know,
I
I'm
don't
bad at judging shit. I don't feel like I can judge something off of one like listen or
But
one.
to me, I feel like
Review.
that's where that's when your opinion holds.
Well, I'm not gonna
Unless it's one of those movies to where the ending is so twisted that you have to start from the beginning to kind of like
Well, it's 'cause,
get
like,
everything. But
For everything I didn't like, there was something that I did like. That's why I'm just like in the middle.
right.
I'm right in the middle. I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was hella good either.
Well, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. And for those of y'all who don't know, here on Literally Anything We Want, we always do our spoiler talks. So, you've been warned. If you don't watch the, if you
you've
don't
had
listen,
time, bro. You've had time.
you've had a little bit. We waited a little bit longer this time. We were kind. We love y'all. And we listened. So we laid a little bit longer. And then on top of that, if you don't want to listen to this, we're not going to take it personally. We're not.
If you listen
time.
this far, we got the stream, so you can hop on.
I mean, straight up, we love y'all for real. Just share it with one person.
Yeah.
But we about
Yeah.
we about to get into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. King the Conqueror, though. Jonathan Majors is perfect for that, homie. He's more perfect for that than I thought he would be, and I had high expectations for him. Straight up, I mean,
He's a menace.
he is a dog.
I never really knew too much of King and I knew of him and shit like that,
Right.
but he was never popped out as like someone to keep an eye out in terms of a character in the comics.
Right.
But I mean, he was real great.
Oh yeah,
It was-
100%.
It was just some of the dialogue, bro. The dialogue was not that good.
You thought the writing was kind of cheesy,
The writing
or
the writing was.
It was
pretty
bad.
bad.
So okay, so I told Joel. I told.
it's bad.
I told. So I went to this movie. I've never went to a Marvel movie with such not fear, but just like
Low
dread.
expectations.
Nah, it was dread, dog. I was like,
He said no worse than
So I'm
that.
surprised he liked it.
Wow.
it was dread. Like I never felt this kind of dread. And
Wow.
after the movie, I told him I was ready to say after Guardians, I'm gonna be done with Marvel. And to be honest, it kind of for me, Phase 3 was the start of it because they had some
Really?
good shit in it, but like Doctor Strange, I like Doctor Strange and shit like that, but I feel like they could have went a little bit more weirder or like on
Yeah.
a technical level in terms of the magic, the arms and all that, the imagination for it. And I understand it's difficult, but it's not that creative. If it in a weirdest way to say, like
right.
it feels kind of basic in terms of magic. Or he's a sorcerer supreme.
Yeah.
Like it's just like hexagons and shit that gold floating things and shit like
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah, Isosceles Triangle of Gahu.
For real. It's like, come on. man.
Yeah.
You're right. I feel you. So you thought it was going to be sort of the same thing where it's like there's so much potential in all these characters, but they wouldn't take it there necessarily.
Well, I was hoping. I see the potential in all certain characters and shit. I think Ant-Man could have like that not dark, but just like that more serious and take him serious as a character. Because I remember an interview leading up to Endgame, Kevin Feige was saying how Hawkeye, he put emphasis on Hawkeye and Ant-Man being key critical players in the second half since they weren't in the first half.
He stayed lying.
And when I seen that, I'm like, cool, but it's like they just introduced something. They didn't have a key thing to help save him or turn the tide. Like, if we had them in the first half, they would have fucking been the game changers and shit like that.
Right.
But it was kind of, all right.
Right. Which he technically wasn't lying in the fact that if it wasn't for Ant-Man coming out of the quantum realm originally, they wouldn't be able to go back into time and do. But I see what you mean, where it's like,
I see potential for him. I like Paul Rudd, so I was hoping for. Initially, what I thought this was gonna set up is obviously it's gonna be more about Kang, but emphasize his importance and all that. And I thought it would have been like unique and great if Ant-Man really went serious and he was the first line of defense towards this impactful threat.
right.
And he, no matter how much, and he was a fan favorite. That's how you establish a villain, is by killing a fan favorite.
I agree.
Writing wise,
That's what I mean, Infinity War, to your point, Thanos literally within the first 5 minutes. Now that you like Loki, let me snap this fool's neck real quick. And let me just mollywop the Hulk and make him literally scared to come out of Bruce ever again. We haven't seen Savage Hulk since.
He ain't never been the same, dog.
He ain't. They ain't never been the same. I mean, straight up.
PTSD.
You literally do.
I don't mind.
Pretty thick, strong dick.
Cool.
Just cool.
Yeah, I don't mind smart Hulk. It's just the potential for the position he was in at the time. They could have done so much more.
They still can.
Nah, bro.
I don't know.
Over, bro.
Nah, if
they're gonna make his other counterparts shine more than him, which is tragic.
Talking about She-Hulk?
She-Hulk and probably
She-Hulk is great,
Hulkling, probably Awesome Hulk. Cho.
Oh yeah, Chow. Yeah. Is he in the MCU?
His mom, I think, from what I remember, is the
about Amadeus Cho.
Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, exactly.
His mom supposedly is the Asian woman from Age of Ultron, the doctor who is into Thor.
Wow.
I
Okay.
don't remember that bitch.
That'd be
because
crazy.
they had a whole China section because they were heavily emphasizing that they wanted to sell to China more, so they had more China sections. Kind of like what they did with Iron Man 3. They had a subplot where like famous Asian actors were the surgeons who replaced the shrapnel in his chest and shit, just for the Asian marketplace. Like that wasn't in the U.S.
Oh, that wasn't
got you.
No, they add.
Got you.
Sometimes
okay.
what they do is when they're trying to sell to China, they'll add some huge actors and like some minor roles and have those roles be expanded and inserted in the movie.
I low-key want to watch the Chinese version.
I know, for real. I'm kind of curious.
It's not that much difference. They were just they emphasized just a little bit more on the removing the shrapnel from Iron Man 3, Tony's chest.
Got you.
And the thing.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so.
Oh, my bad.
No. Go ahead.
It was because I was trying to remember what the original thing I was saying. It's just
the lost potential in it's some of these moments that Marvel seems to be doing.
Yeah, I understand. Do you guys keep up with the business aspect of it?
No, not really. All the stuff that I hear personally is just people nerding out on social media of, oh, this actor got signed to X amount of years, or, oh, looks like they leaked it, and just those people who don't have a life in that part of it. That's all I pretty much hear, and then just rumors. To me, I think the fun is the speculation, honestly. The speculation of like...
Yeah, but then you get your hopes up, and then you just... It let down so hard.
Right.
Sometimes you create better concepts too.
But we always
do
better shit.
It's not even like going beyond and wild with our takes. It's like going off of what you gave us in the last movie or in this movie or all that. This would be dope if this happened. But then I mean, sometimes you just look at maybe it's a business decision and
bump that. You should have been gave us Beta Ray Bill.
You get off of that motherfucker.
Bruh, what
they
you
inserted
mean?
so many potential times he's going to be involved.
So many. But I'm not just him, man. Just like And so much to your point, so much they could have done with, because Ant-Man, honestly, outside of his solo movies, kind of just feels like he's just sort of there. You know, he'll show up for a major fight, you know what I mean, and turn to Giant Man, but then
I don't
you don't hear from that fool outside of that, you know.
Chilling.
I don't like just keeping like certain.
Chilling.
I mean, I got nothing to do with this, but it's just I like seeing, like I said, the potential of others. Like,
Right.
some people just like keeping some people in their boxes. Like, that's who you are. Don't do
Right.
anything different. Don't try to be serious. Or don't try to be like, oh, you're just that funny guy. Stay right there where we love you
Right.
and all that. This is what I expect from you. And regarding Ant-Man, I'm just like, it's so much potential. I mean, like, they downgraded his role. Like, Ultron went to Tony Stark. Okay.
Right.
He wasn't
Hank Pym.
he wasn't in Hank Pym wasn't established yet.
Right.
I get that. Okay, cool. But then, you know, it's just
He could have, yeah. That could have been the start.
Because he's been around. They've shown in the movies like he's
Yeah,
been
he
around
was-
doing shit. He's in Ant-Man 2, the opening scene was
Literally him
he's
and-
Ant-Man.
Right.
Like
Straight
back
up.
in the day during the mission.
yeah, but
Right.
at the time early on,
And they
that-
reference Howard Stark in the first one. That he talks about he's been keeping the Pym particles a secret from the Starks, and he doesn't want. That's why he didn't want Yellow Jacket to recreate the formula because he didn't want. He's like, he said he's like I spent my life like keeping this from the Starks. I'm not about to watch it fall into the hands of one.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's a difficult concept to throw out that guy first within the first phase. Like Wasp was gonna be initially Black Widow's spot in the first Avengers,
Come on.
but if
would've
Scarlett
been dope.
Johansson wasn't gonna be able to come back for and reprise a role.
Wait, Scarlet was gonna play. the Wasp?
No. She was gonna be in Iron Man 2, but she wasn't gonna be one of the founding members in Avengers, the movie ones. It was gonna be Wasp because she was an original Avenger.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I like the way they established. I thought it was real smart how they made Hank Pym this old school veteran guy, and then they at that time it was an interesting dynamic to have a hero that was already old,
Yeah.
you know, and shit
right.
like that. Yeah.
Straight up. But I think I like his role, like to your point of, and especially in this movie, this feels like really outside of the first one. He was pretty established because they had to establish like, yo, Pym particles, like you said, and the fact that he was Ant-Man. Okay, and Sir Paul Rudd. Okay, see you later, Hank. You know. And this one, it feels like a everybody story. That's what I kind of like about this third one. It didn't just focus on Scott Lang. It focused on Hank Pym. It focused on Wasp, Wasp Mama.
But in the most uninteresting ways though. Like I didn't care about
Right.
Cassie at all. Like
Yeah.
I actually found her quite annoying.
Yeah, I
And
feel you.
I didn't care about Janet and her backstory. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
it was the most uninteresting story, you know. And it was like,
I
oh, that
feel you.
money you paid. What's his name? Bill Murray
Yeah.
for that little camp. You should have used that to your special effects, dude.
That was so unnecessary.
Like,
Straight up.
we did not need. He's such a small character in the comics. He's literally as big as he was in this movie in the fucking comics.
Oh, he's a character in the comics.
Yeah.
Oh, psh,
He's in
there
for
you
a
go.
second.
I didn't
See,
even
and
know
you
that.
didn't even know that.
Exactly.
Like, that's how minuscule he
looked-
is to the.
Yeah, for real.
I liked when he got serious, but the whole
Yeah.
wacky Bill Murray thing, I'm like,
I don't
stop
like.
that.
I just don't like Bill Murray. But I mean,
I feel you.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, yeah, Cassie was a bitch. I didn't like her at all.
I thought she came off as natural. She actually seemed like a kid. It was weird.
I see what you're saying.
But see, oh my, go ahead. Go
No, I
ahead.
was like, I mean, like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't like that shit. Like, I don't like kids.
I don't like
I feel-
kid-driven shit either.
Yeah.
I don't like
Not
kids
even as a
driven
kid.
stuff.
That's why I
either.
fucking hate Shazam.
Yeah, I can't stand that.
But at the same time, I was,
No, you're good. It's not my podcast, bro. I don't want to overtake it.
no. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
what we
sorry.
get guests though for.
I know you.
Well, I know. It's just I don't want to be rude and
No, I
Hey.
don't want to be rude.
Fuck him.
who.
Him.
Please.
See?
No, I'm
Joel
sorry, bro.
the
What were you gonna
instigator,
say?
Franco.
What are you gonna say, homie?
Fuck.
You don't remember no more.
I told him that going into this, I think a chip on my shoulder I had, and it wasn't fair to the actress Catherine Newton who playing a new Cassie and shit, but. I was like, I already don't like this because whose dumbass idea was to cast this cool, all right, normal looking chick who I assume beat hella females to get the role of Cassie
Right.
in Endgame, but y'all change her in the next appearance. It's like, yo, what's the forethought?
That was
Like,
kind of hot, bro.
yeah, she was cute and all that. I feel bad for the chick because she didn't even know what was happening until the announcement was made that this other chick was taking a spot.
See, a lot
Right.
of people bitch about that, and like they're like protest the movie. I'm like, first of all, you shaved head bitches want to protest anything. First of all, second of all, unless she signed a contract that entitled her to multiple movies, she wasn't entitled to anything.
That's true.
No, but then again, they plan and they put seeds and all that shit. And who would like? Come on, use your fucking head. Young Avengers
Yeah.
down the line
Yeah.
was even in consideration. Now we got this whole new generation of superheroes. Almost every superhero has a kid version of themselves now, and no one thought, let's actually put a good actress. She might actually been good too. Let's put an actress who we believe can sustain it.
Right.
If not, pick someone. Talk to the director who runs that series that you want, and be like, hey, help us in this this casting, so
Right.
that we pick someone who you like, who you're gonna take to your series, and it's gonna be consistent.
Right.
But it's like she had one. It was the end of Ant-Man's series, and his series did not end well in terms of like this is his own series from beginning and like Cap's did. Like
I
Cap,
see what you're saying.
Cap was the perfect series in the way he started off one way, he ends this way, and they even though they included everyone and everything out from other properties, it encapsulated who Cap was. It was his arc.
Right. Right. I see what you're saying with that. Whereas it felt like, if I understand you correctly, that Ant-Man was just once again more or less a side character in
Yeah,
this.
that's what I
whereas-
hated about this movie.
Right.
It wasn't his movie,
Yeah.
which is fine in the sense of like I would have rather them have made it just in a Kang movie. Just
Let's be real.
throw Ant-Man's name on it. I guess because he's like the main protagonist in the movie.
Right.
You have to throw his name on it, but like,
Right.
and I went in actually kind of thinking it was gonna be a Kang movie.
And it was though.
It was,
It
but
was.
it had too much of that bitch.
Okay.
No,
Janet.
Kang hit no bitch. I would never call.
I
her
was
that
gonna
bitch.
say, like, hold on,
obliterate
now,
me,
what-
boy. No, I'll talk about of Janet and of Cassie.
Yeah.
I thought Janet was fine. It's just the writing, like I said, was bad. Where it's like, what happens? Oh, I can't tell you. What happens?
Right.
We need to know. Oh, I can't tell.
I'll tell you later.
Someone made an
Right,
interesting point where it's like she's responding to this as a PTSD kind of thing, where she didn't want to bring that life back into her home, so she never spoke about what the things she did.
Which
I
makes
get that,
sense. Yeah.
but you guys didn't do the work to emphasize that or show that in some dialogue. And it just sounds like I can't tell you until the story needs me to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. It would have been, but I thought the movie, to that point, when I was watching, I thought it did a decent job of really hyping up Kang before you meet him as Kang, of hyping him up like this guy is that dude. I mean, everyone was like, "Hey, don't talk about him. Hey, yo, you."
Or they just called him like him.
Yeah,
him,
like you know what he wants.
That's
Just
him.
give him what he
That's
wants.
him.
That's
Boy.
him.
That's
I
him.
mean, straight up though, but
He's that guy. That guy is him. Bro.
right, like, and I love that when it finally came to the action, they did not nerf that fool at all. They were like, no, he is that dude. In fact, he was gonna mollywop the whole army by himself before some ants came and did what just mollywopped him. But even then, MODOK had it. Oh Lord, MODOK.
I like
Hold on.
MODOK. Surprisingly.
I like MODOK, but I was gonna say someone made an interesting point. Like Kang is just a really intellectual human,
Yeah.
who has this advanced tech that he has.
Mm-hmm.
So him getting beat down, and like the tech got ruined by the ants when he was overran.
Right.
I wasn't really too afraid of him as a character when he started using those beams and shit like that. But I really I was more afraid of him as a character when boy just let them sleeves off, bro. He was just mollywopping.
Right.
I was like, oh my god.
Like, yes.
He was beating the
He was
fuck out of him,
right.
dude.
You shouldn't even give him powers, bro. Just show him like beating his ass, bro.
Right. And I think that's what for real like put the nail in it for me, honestly, was like, oh, he is that dude. Is like you said, when tech all busted, his suit all busted. It's like, he's like, you know what? Come on, Scott. I'm sick of your mess. Come on, Scott. And just pop, 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 boom, 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 boom. I mean, until Wasp had to come and help him out, and then even then,
Yo, her haircut was trash, dog.
She's an ugly ass bitch.
don't do that.
First of all, let me say something. I'm never one to tell a woman what to do. Shout out Josh. I'm never one to tell a woman what to do with her body.
Especially the 39.
It's something he would appreciate. But I can't stand short hair on women.
Some women
Really?
can pull it off.
I hate it, dude.
Really?
It's such a turn off for me. You got to be like, again, I ain't shit. Like, I'm just,
Right.
But personal taste, I don't like it. So it's an instant turn off when I see it.
I like it.
You got to be hella fine, which she is not, to pull that off.
She's fine.
I don't find her attractive.
It's just she's not fine with that haircut. She's had terrible haircuts throughout. Besides M and 2, she's had terrible haircuts in this series.
She had some ugly ass bangs in the first. I don't like bangs either.
Oh,
Some
bangs
girls
are
can
ugly.
pull it off.
Bangs are ugly.
Yeah,
I mean, some girls got fat ass foreheads, bro. They got the Rihanna, dog, and they need to hide that shit.
They got the
They got that shine bright like a diamond.
They got that. Who's bro off First Take? Stephen
A. Oh my
They got that Stephen A. Dog.
Looking like the peanut people from the Proud Family movie.
I forgot about
That was like low key racist.
No,
dog.
it's not. They're peanuts.
Not you, bro. I don't know. I found it weird when as a kid I was like, that's weird. Like they looked as like this African tribe and they have these big ass heads and shit like that.
Well, they were peanuts because George Washington Carver was a peanut guy.
I get it.
There you go. Yeah.
It was in a Proud Family and I get it. It was just, It just looked weird to me. It just looked weird to me.
That's what we doing. Right. I mean, speaking of, that's what we doing. When that is not transition at all. When Kane got when he got quote unquote mollywopped and got basically shrunken himself. I know this was a discussion amongst us. Y'all think he did?
No, there's no way he can't be.
Well, it's hard to say what the end goal because it depends on what story they want to end with. Because it's so many possibilities. Like,
right.
I initially thought it makes sense that another version of him would become the Beyonder to host the fucking Secret Wars battle world shit.
Yeah,
because the He Who Remains was not a Kang variant. He was someone who ran the TVA, but they're like, let's introduce him as this person as well. Because there was just some old decrepit looking like old guy who was at the end of it.
Was the TVA in the comics?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever read that.
Yeah.
That
they're
it was
they're
a
in the
Fantastic
background.
Four kind of mainly.
Yeah.
Because they dealt more with the
with time and shit.
quantum realm, negative zone, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dog. What was I saying?
How the He Who Remains and the Beyonder.
Oh yeah. So some people think that because he's not dead. I don't think him specifically it was a character like they just didn't want to die because they have an issue with not killing certain people and bringing them back all the time or all that shit. But like someone said, what if he becomes a Beyonder? He goes because he went to the probability field, that sphere.
That's right.
So he's stuck in there
Yeah.
with multiple versions of himself for who knows how long or how he gets his way
Infinite
back.
possibilities of what you could have done and what you couldn't be.
He could be studying all those possibilities.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and so he's good. Maybe I could see him gain this intelligence where he's like, he just sees how he's fascinated with the possibility of things. which I think
Right.
was the Beyonders like whole thing. He just like wanted to see how things go,
Exactly.
roll,
Yeah,
shit
he
like
had
that.
no fucking reason. To do
No
anything.
reason. He's
He
like, let's
like-
just see what happens, and I want to be entertained. Straight up, that was the plot of the first Secret Wars. Exactly.
Yeah.
The original one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can definitely see that being a possibility. That's how I thought. He was gonna escape because of the fact of okay, he's gonna with all of them in there. He's basically gonna figure out like, okay, how do we get out of here? Like time is nothing in that infinite space or whatever that he's at.
Yeah.
So he's literally got nothing but time to figure out how he gets out of there. And I think when he does, it's gonna be like some Dragon Ball Z mess with the hyperbolic time chamber, whatever, where 10 minutes is like 50 years in there or some mess like that. I think he'll come out. It's like I've been in there for 100 years, dog. And just to your point, he was already different, but now he different.
I thought he was gonna be the Beyonder, but a different tech. Like he was just gonna be, he was just gonna be introduced to like who's running this arena or this battle world. Oh, it's him. No, my version is the Beyonder. I'm the Beyonder. I'm not the Conqueror. That was from Ant-Man. But someone, I don't know. I don't see how they can get the Beyonder from what happened to him in this. But I don't think he's dead because he went into the thing like Scott did. He's into that sphere. It's just I don't know how you get from that to the Beyonder. And if he does, hopefully they explain it more.
The power of it to
Yeah.
and I think he's Victor Timely. I think because there's in the comics he does when he loses he goes back in time to start over as Victor Timely.
Dang. I didn't read that. Wow, dang, for real. That's interesting. In fact, I
fucking love Marvel Unlimited. I'd be learning about.
I feel
You know,
I see
from time to
that.
time, I remember back in the day when you were like, fuck online comics and all that shit. When Barnes and Noble and all that shit was like,
Right.
man, because at that point it was like, oh my god, books and all that, bookstores are gonna be gone forever and shit like that. Fuck this online streaming comics and shit like that.
We used to like
he
spend
went
a lot of
hard
time.
on it.
Oh,
He went
yeah.
hard on it, and
Oh,
now
yeah.
he's all doing this and shit.
I don't have a choice though. Like
You don't. Nowadays,
if I want to
don't.
read like all the old stuff and like really like deep dive, like those are expensive to be buying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and like
I only
Or
buy.
you got to get them in volumes. Yeah.
I only like to get omnibuses of a complete story. I don't like
Those are
getting
cool.
single
Those are
issues.
cool, yeah. But I was about to buy one at
Those are
Barnes and
expensive.
Noble.
Yeah.
Was it Barnes and Noble?
Probably.
Yeah, because they're the only ones left.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, but it was Fantastic Four.
Oh, so that was
It was
thick.
It was hella money though. Like,
Was
I
it-
can't
was it-
justify this shit.
Was it one storyline or was it just
It
every
was
run of
like
theirs?
their history.
That thing was thick.
It was huge. It was like this.
It was probably
huge.
like at least 100 issues
Yeah,
in
it
there.
was huge. They had it there. It's on Amazon. I think
But that
I'll
was
find it.
$200 though.
Somebody, I think it was you. It was showing us that you had the Black Panther one.
Do I?
Was it you?
Oh, I had the gosh, Black Panther 1 villain, Killmonger. I had the Killmonger omnibus. Yeah, of
thought it was Black Panther.
Panther's Rage. Yeah, I had that. Man, that storyline is so good. But nah, I mean, and so with that, to your point, with the He Who Remains, to me, that's what got me hyped about King in the first place. Was
Yeah.
This guy is intimidating because he's like, homie, I know what you're gonna do. Like, I know what you're gonna do. I'm letting you literally do all of this. And so he's like, if you kill me though, watch. And we watched, and that dude is, he a problem.
I like the emphasis on the what's your actions, because I'm a big butterfly effect guy. Like
Yeah.
I believe in butterfly effect. I like how if you pay attention, you can trace back what your actions did to lead you there. You're
Right.
like, oh, that's why I fucked up bad. And I just thought it was always fascinating. I was a fan of the fucking Ashton Kutcher butterfly
Oh, I
effect
loved
movie.
that movie as a kid. I
Yeah,
loved
especially
it.
that alternate ending, bro. It's like, oh,
There's an alternate ending?
you didn't see that?
No.
It's do you care if I tell you?
Go ahead. Yeah, that's cool.
Bruh finds out that the reason for all his problems and all the problems in immediate circle's lives is his existence. So what he does, and because he's considered as his miracle baby for his mom, because all she kept doing is having miscarriages and shit like
Right.
that. And so he's like, he has his own thoughts and his own he's aware of shit, but he goes back into the time where he's an embryo within his mom's stomach as she's
He's
being
beating the shit out of the fucking embryo.
Oh my.
no, he is the embryo. He chokes himself with the umbilical cord inside.
Oh shit!
And he kills himself.
Wow.
And what that does is like his interaction changes everyone's interaction with him drastically. Like the two kids they still have that fucked up dad, but the mom comes back and they both go with the mom. She gets remarried to this nice house and shit.
Wow.
That friend who's kind of the heavy dude, he ends up getting his own life. He's happy, he's healthy and all that shit. Yeah, it's just it's fascinating to me, and so just that implication has me fascinated. I hope they really take it serious to where like I don't know, I really don't know where they can go if I don't know if this is the end of Marvel at the end and it's just a whole revamp of everything, or if they can continue and they're gonna go back. We need to go back and stop one decision from happening so that it just affects everything down the line differently.
And it starts with not casting Eric Bana as Hulk.
Dang. Deadpool already solved that problem. But go ahead, Go ahead, babe.
No, I'm not going to.
No,
I'll
but
save it.
I was gonna say there was this video I watched last night. It's like 54 minutes long.
God damn.
Yeah, but it's interesting. This guy, he on a Discord, him and like 5 main other guys and other community guys.
right.
They put together to make sense of what's happening, and it makes sense, dog. Like the whole time, there's some hypothesis on like what might happen, but like he's like going off of what they've said in this movie and all this. This is what's happening, and it's how interesting it's dope. I'll probably share with you guys later, but it's tight. The channel's called A Bit of Everything.
Bit of everything.
Yeah.
With the explanation of what can possibly be going on in the MCU time. So
They explain the rules set up by Marvel themselves, what they said so far of how the multiverse works and shit like that, and potentially what Kang's involvement is doing.
So
it's heavy talk.
Do they speculate that he
It's
like it's oh I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's gonna be hard for the average viewer because this is going to some scientific realm shit.
Oh, I feel you.
And
yeah.
so like yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've seen like speculations on Instagram here and there, or like rumors, if not people who deep dove, saying that, yo, if you go back, Kane could possibly be in this movie, like with this little part here, this little like they been hinting at this since the very beginning, and if they have intentionally,
There's no way.
I know I don't think there's a way. Well,
In the slightest, but
there's a slight possibility.
We
did.
just saw a whole phase 4.
That
They didn't know
no
what the
plan.
fuck they were doing. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
That's the truth.
some behind I don't know how you say it, behind baseball metaphor or just behind the thing.
You're out.
No, God, just the way. Bob Iger, who runs Disney, he had left, and the guy, a business
He's
guy,
king.
Yeah.
a business guy named Bob Chapek, who he kind of fucked up the parks.
Oh, fuck yeah, he did.
You're more in that realm than I am. But he put a lot of his business friends in high positions. So Bob Iger, who helped make Disney what it has been for the last decade, and brought Marvel up, who helped acquire Marvel, because maybe the first 4 movies of Marvel they were
Universal or some shit. No,
They were independent.
They were independent.
Oh.
They saved up money and gathered and made their own studios.
The money they got
yeah.
from the
Marvel
Universal
Studios.
and Fox. Yeah, they
The
built
first
their own.
Avengers movie, or maybe
I think it was the movie
Thor or
after
Captain
that.
America.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3 of Phase 1 is when they were
Exactly.
under Disney, and Bob Iger implemented that we're gonna let the creatives do their thing. They're gonna be the ones running it, and their projects, however they see fit and how they want to release it, it's gonna be on them. And that's what made them successful. Kevin Feige was his own boss. He ran his own Marvel chain and studios and shit like that.
Right.
So where Bob Chapek came in this last 2-3 years, he put his homies on bankers, I guess, to oversee and everything. And so Kevin Feige no longer had that top position. He had to go through 2 other business-like minded people and be like, this is what I want to do. Can I get your okay? And so basically people gathered that it was more about quantity than quality when it came to Phase 4.
That
the
would
first
make a
thing
lot of sense.
When Bob Iger came back, like, the first thing he said was, "Hey, Marvel, yeah, we slowing down."
Yeah,
Well, it's like
literally.
one of the first things he said.
He
Literally.
spaced out the projects.
Right.
He took away some stuff, and
Some of the shows he took away.
Oh, I thought they were just spacing them out
No,
heavy.
he
Oh,
took
that
away
makes
some.
he's just like we're axing that. That makes sense though, because I think
Get rid of Vision Quest.
Yeah, I don't.
We don't give a fuck.
we don't need that as a show.
Get rid of Agatha, the fucking
Yeah.
bitch.
We don't need her.
Get that bitch out of here.
Right.
She's so fucking ugly.
Come on, man.
That's
Shit.
that's a huge part of
she's-
why I can't stand the bitch. She ugly as all hell.
She has her moments. Her roles, like she looks good.
Yeah, with the paper bag over her head, maybe.
Nah,
Come on, dog.
Prosthetics.
But
and she funny too. That's kind of sexy, dog.
yeah, come on, man. Don't hate on her that hard, homie. But I mean, like, with that, it would be so cool if somehow, like the He Who Remains, if, like he said, everything that happened, it was something that he basically allowed, basically calling himself God. You know, like because
he does.
I mean,
call himself God.
he low key does. Yeah, it's like I allowed this to happen. I'm allowing us to have this conversation right now. Like, so.
Do you guys have you guys been understanding how it's been working, the overall plan and like the whole multiverse and Kang's involvement and what it's potentially leading to?
So far, I think I do. At least I think I do. Correct me if I'm wrong from your speculation or from what you've heard. It's that pretty much. Well, yeah, like I just said, that certain things are allowing to take place or were, but now that he's not at that spot anymore. He basically, I like to think that he let himself die on purpose so that the conqueror can come and therefore conquer, do his thing. But little do we know is, and that's where I'm a little confused / I don't know, is he said, like, I'm doing all this to stop me. And it's like, I saw the end of the time, and at the end of the time is me. And I'm trying to stop that dude from doing what he do. And so I think, yeah, it's all leading up to whoever that variant is / if the
He
conqueror
was
isn't that
regulating
guy.
the sacred timeline, the TVA, so that Kang, the Conqueror, could never branch off.
Exactly.
Because they'd just go and they'd kill that
Exactly.
branch.
So what I'm gathered, so I'm trying to keep this because it's fresh in my mind, but it's hella heavy. Like I said, that video was like 55 minutes. So basically, the one thing that I'm having trouble is understanding. I wish I had a bit more clarity on is, do you understand the so Aztec culture?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're technically, I think, supposed to be in the 5th cycle of life.
Oh.
From beginning to end, from the beginning of its existence to the end of its existence.
Okay, yeah. And 2012 was supposed to be sort of the
Where everything
final
dies off,
completion of
kinda,
those
yeah.
cycles. Yeah. Yeah.
But so are we? So in the Marvel, are we in a Okay, because I'm asking that because if you look at it, just face value, from the very beginning,
Right.
the world got advanced to the 30th century, to where Kang, he found a way to time travel because of how intelligent he was, and at that same time, all the variants of him, I don't know if they're all at the 30th century timestamp in their own respective universes, but they all came into in contact with each other, and they were like, "Yo, we found this shit out."
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Yo, let's help each other out and advance each of our societies and shit like that, our universes."
Right.
Then, of course, because it's an infinite amount, it's a infinity amount of universes, you're gonna run into some who just want to destroy everything and run everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a war. They're the only ones. It's a war between kings because they're the only
Right.
ones who understand time, the concept, and all that.
Right.
Da-da-da. So apparently, one of the versions, and I don't think it's specified which version, found. Have you seen the shows and all that?
Yeah. I haven't seen
Have you
Moon Knight,
seen
so I
that
don't know if
show?
that's
Yeah.
even relevant.
At
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
He's like, no.
I fucking hated that show. No, I didn't hate it, but
One of them found this smoke dragon creature, this purple smoke dragon
Right.
creature
Mhm.
called Alioth.
Right.
One that found how to do
that's
that,
Loki,
and now
right?
in Loki, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he found out how to harness powers, and somehow he defeated all the other kings,
Right.
put them back in their own place, and put them in their own timeline.
Right.
Now the He Who Remains was brought in to that position by that king who found Alioth, that smoke monster, but it was He Who Remains who understood and harnessed his power to the next level, and he's the one who sustained this sacred timeline where everything is perfect. There needs to be nothing drastic can happen to where a king will be made and interrupt and get into our own timeline.
Right. Right.
Because if you look at it, each timeline, if it has a foreign character, person, or something from another timeline,
cut that off.
the longer it's in that timeline, and if it does something drastic to that timeline, it will cause a world-ending event called an incursion.
Right. Secret
So,
Wars.
yeah. So, like, for example, Wanda dreamwalking into that one universe with the Illuminati,
You done effed up.
she fucked up so many things because
So
she came into a world that's not her own, killed really high member values of heroes.
The heroes.
And
The only ones.
People who like were in charge of stopping incursions. too.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and so even if she left and all that, that world is fucked because she did something drastic to
Yep.
it. So I think it's because wherever world you're from and wherever world you fucked up, they're gonna crash into each other at some point. So basically, with that,
We gonna get the Black Swans too, then, Lord?
Black Swans.
Come on.
Come. Well,
What's that?
she was supposed. Oh no, she wasn't part of Thanos's
No, the
squad, right? I thought she was
the
in
Cabal.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't part of the Cabal.
Oh, he just kidnapped her because of yeah in the comics. Yeah. But I'm sorry. But go ahead.
Wait, explain what a Black Swan is, because he was asking.
Yeah.
So she was a character that if I'm not mistaken, Joel, correct me if I'm wrong, if I remember, in Infinity, which was basically the event that led to Secret Wars, like I know it's great.
Wait, did you get that reference?
What?
Infinity.
And Beyond?
No.
Come on, bro.
No, I
You got
know.
it right. What is it?
Huh?
What is it?
The movie.
Oh no, I was doing Migos.
Oh, Infinity Link.
Yeah. there's a snippet of a girl saying Infinity.
Oh yeah.
I forget which song it was. Maybe Integration or either way.
It
Go
was
ahead.
Integration, I think.
But
I don't know.
But nah, the event that the New Avengers timeline / New Avengers event that run is so good, Joel. It's so good. That led to basically Secret Wars. I think Thanos captures her because she can teleport, right? Like her power was that she can basically teleport wherever.
She was kind of like
and
leading the incursions, like wherever
Is
she
she a
appeared.
Nexus? She's a Nexus being.
No, she was just like, I don't know, because wherever she appeared
That's all good.
was where the incursion was gonna happen.
yes.
And then Black Panther beats her ass, and then the Illuminati holds her hostage because she's like she can, in hopes of she can tell them how to stop the incursion.
That's right. Yeah.
And she's all like, I can't. Like there's nothing.
It's done.
Yeah.
Is she
like-
purposely going to different planets to? Is she a Silver Surfer for this incursion? You see what I'm saying? Like the
No,
Silver Surfer would
no,
come
no,
to
I
a
don't
planet.
think she was. That's the
No.
thing. No.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't. But
I forget how she like what her real purpose is. I just know that like
But yeah,
Whenever
she
you
can
see her-
teleport everywhere though, and I think the Cabal tried to use that to basically, well, originally trying to find Thanos' son, but then on the low, try to like basically find a world, if I'm not mistaken, to where the incursion wouldn't necessarily affect
the
that.
Cabal didn't even do shit. They were
They
just there.
didn't.
They were just there. They're
And
like,
then
they're
Namor
like
joined
fucking
them.
Team Rocket, bro.
Right.
They didn't do shit.
But then when Namor joined them, Namor should have died after Black
When he
Panther
joined the
gave
Cabal,
him-
yeah.
Yeah, he should have died, bro. But no, and so
I thought Black Panther was gonna kill that motherfucker.
I thought he did die, and then
You
2
think-
issues later,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro.
Like Thanos saves him or some shit like
yeah,
that.
he barely saved him. Yeah,
You
'cause
think
they-
they're gonna introduce her? Cause in her purpose or her power kind of redundant of America Chavez.
you know, and I think America can
Like
can
the-
definitely take that role. I hope they give her a bigger role too, because
She's getting a show, isn't she? No.
No.
well, I think she was.
She was. I thought.
I thought she
What
was.
show?
And,
America Chavez.
I don't think it was.
No?
No.
but after
Or she
it's-
was like gonna be in a show with, like the real showrunner was gonna be, or like the real, like she
Oh,
was a side
right.
character in the show.
got you.
I don't know what show, because Loki, in terms of shows, was the more weird one. Besides Agatha, whatever the fuck they do with that.
They better not.
They are because people like her.
I hate when that happens, just because something, I don't know. When
Bro,
something's
you want to
popular.
get pissed off? I'm gonna piss you off. I'm gonna piss you off.
Okay.
You know what they bring it at Disneyland?
I feel like
You'll
no.
never guess it because it's so fucking stupid.
What?
Like, give me an idea,
Okay.
because
The only idea I can give you might lead you to it. So, in California Adventure, obviously that's where Marvel Land is at, right?
yeah.
There's an empty building, and in the building they used to have like Broadway versions of shit. So they used to have,
Oh, I know the fucking theater play from fucking Hawkeye.
Yes.
Oh no!
Rogers, the
Yep. I
musical.
saw
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Smash! Smash! Smash!
I don't
It's
know.
alright,
I don't know
it's
if they'll make
whatever.
it that stupid. Maybe they won't. Maybe
It's
they
gonna
won't.
be a quick thing. It's not a whole.
The trailer's
play.
kind of cool. Like the little teaser they put out, it was like some lady dressed up, right, at like old time, and it was like that song that Steve Rogers likes, or like I don't know if it was that same song, but it was in that style. That,
Right.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, she has a flyer, and she looks up at the theater. It says Rogers the musical now or coming soon, and she just walks towards it.
Oh,
That's cool.
kinda
I'm
dope.
kinda-
I guess
cool
it's
with it.
assuming, but Peggy is the main character, not Steve Rogers.
Oh.
That shit pissed me off. Because they were talking about, like, there was, when the casting call went out,
Right.
they were really vague. And, like, this dude that I watch, he's usually right about almost everything that he says about
leaker?
Disneyland. Yeah, he's the leaker. He's a fresh baked Disney, right?
That's a king variant right there.
And at first, there was a rumor that it was a Coco show. But he was all like, I don't know, because, like, they need to figure out what they're gonna do with that land to connect it to Marvel, like Avengers Campus, because
Right.
Avengers Campus is just kind of there, like it serves no purpose.
Right.
And I was like, oh, yeah. And then so that was the initial rumor, was it was either gonna be Coco or Encanto, right?
Right.
Encanto made more sense than Coco because Encanto was hot at the time, still is.
Encanto's fire.
It would have been a good stage show. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, going to different doors and then different worlds.
Yeah, see, that would have been gas. But then the casting call went out, and he goes, the way that they were describing, he goes, this sounds a lot like Hercules. And I was like, yo, a Hercules show would be fire. It would be fire. But
That would
then
be
he looked
dope.
into it, the way they were describing, it was a female lead. And then they were describing, what gave it away was the male part, like the big male part.
Right.
It was hella sounded like it was Steve Rogers that they were describing. They didn't use names, obviously.
Right.
And he's like, I wouldn't put it past them that it's Rogers the musical. I'm like, there's no way they're doing that stupid ass shit. There's no way. Right?
He actually
he's
called
like,
it.
He's like, he goes, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm gonna call that it's Rogers the musical.
Right.
2 weeks later, fucking
Roger's
Trailer
the
Jones.
Miracle.
I'm like, God damn it! I didn't want this. I wanted Hercules.
I feel you, dog. I totally feel you.
But it makes sense. Thematically, it makes sense.
It does.
I mean, they gotta. They're trying to extend that land further.
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar you are with the park, but like further down,
Mm-hmm.
because it's literally like Monsters Inc. and then an empty show building that used to have Aladdin, and then it was Frozen, and then they got rid of Frozen with the pandemic, or maybe it was even before that, and it's just been sitting there.
Right.
And then it's Guardians of the Galaxy, like fucking random as shit.
Got
Like,
you.
hella
Yeah.
random.
Right.
So yeah,
that
and
makes sense.
They're gonna
yeah.
get rid of that land, the Hollywood backlot,
Oh.
because it's just Monsters Inc.
Oh well, yeah. I feel you.
But I guess.
Monsters Inc. is incredible. It's a classic. I mean,
Could you believe it lost? It was one of the first. It was in the first. It was nominated for the first best animated movie, the Academy Awards. It was nominated. It was Monsters Inc., Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, and Shrek. Clearly, Shrek won. Come on.
I was gonna say like Shrek
clearly,
won it, right?
Shrek
I was
is
gonna
king.
say
We've
if you're
been
gonna
through
lose,
We've been
lose
through
to
this.
Shrek. Yeah.
Shrek is king.
Yeah, that's what made that argument so close.
Yeah,
Shoot.
Shrek is king. But yeah, it lost to Shrek. Jimmy Neutron was not even in the running.
Jimmy Neutron
was a
was
good
great.
movie.
at
It
the
was a
time.
good movie, but Academy Award for the first Academy Award of Best Animated Feature.
At the time.
No,
At the time.
No.
No, it wasn't gonna win, but at the nominated.
it was doomed though.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, if it wasn't gonna go up against Shrek, it was gonna go up against Monsters Inc.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're gonna lose regardless.
Yeah,
But
but
like put a-
Nickelodeon though, I mean, like that's no matter what, that's an achievement though.
like straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Straight up. But achievements, though, speaking of that, is to your point, what the crack is Kang really trying to achieve here? Because this dude seems to be like you're trying to say, it's like kind of all over the place.
he's trying to get rid of like the other kings, right? Like
So
That's
'cause
what
they
he
keep stopping
says.
him.
That's what he says. Yeah.
it's hard to say what their goal is because are we talking about is everything fate or like everything is bound to happen? So
Right.
are we gonna just repeat everything from the very beginning to this very end, or is it gonna be because obviously there was a new beginning and that beginning was ran by He Who Remains.
Correct. Yeah.
Because the first beginning, the Kangs. So imagine like that with the Aztec thing. The first cycle of life was beginning to the end where the Kangs had a war between each other.
Correct.
Second life cycle is one of the Kangs figuring out who Eliath is, using him to stop the other Kangs. He Who Remains being put in position by that version. And then figuring out here's what I could do to enhance his power because he uses his powers to make those time capsules that the TVA uses
Right.
that they have a limited time before a new branch is made
Right.
to reset everything. And so basically what I'm trying to figure out has this He Who Remains, is he tired of running the back again from beginning to end, and running through the script and make sure everything follows its sequential order?
I think
and he's just like, fuck, I'm tired, or has he been running it one time from beginning to right now? Because beginning to right now, that's a million
I
some
see
years.
what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Or
Yeah.
has he seen the beginning end so many times, and each one is a million some years? So he's like, I'm fucking tired, dog.
Right.
like this
is
Kang
exhausting.
thing is a fucking problem, which is why I wanted new predecessors or new people. He initially wanted one person to take who's had the possibility of taking over his chair, that he was going to teach how to do this.
Right.
And that was Loki. But then he figured out, oh, there's two versions. What better way? Two people. They won't be alone and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And he gives him a dilemma. Like, it's your choice. So he's gone. So there's no protector of the sacred timeline.
Right. The scary. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know what you said.
No, the scary part about that though was, and that scene always like gave
love
me
that
nerd
scene.
chills. That scene was so beautiful.
That was a great finale too.
It
I
was
liked it.
like that was one of the best. Oh, that was so great.
Oh.
Because if you remember while he was saying all that, you remember our Loki when he turned around, as he's still giving that speech, you see slowly this branch starting to form, and it's like, wait a minute, like, hey, hold on, don't do this, don't do this. And meanwhile, like his variant, I forgot her name, Sylvie, thank you. Sylvie was just like, nah, I want to kill this fool, don't do it. As you see that branch getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and so to your point when you were like, is he tired, or does he? That formed a question in my head. Do him and the Conqueror, do they basically kind of share the same mindset where it's like, in which that was a question you proposed, is this fate or can things really change? I think he got to the point, this is just speculation once you said all that, where he's like, there's nothing you could do to stop this. And I think he got tired. And because with that, it's like, if it was really a choice, why was that branch already forming while he was still giving that speech? As opposed to, you kill him, okay, now the branches start. You know what I'm saying?
I think there was a choice. It was just that he was tired of running it, existing by himself outside of time and space.
Right.
And that probably makes sense why he's all kooky as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But because he obviously cares, because he made these two people, guided them to him.
Right.
And he made the offer.
Right.
If he didn't care, he would just left the chair. He would just did his own thing.
Yeah.
I like the part where like you get the sense where he's like, I don't know what's gonna happen now. I made my speech, made my
right,
whatever my offer,
and he was
it's up
telling
to
the
you.
truth.
Yeah,
that was the crazy part.
I think because you still have a certain amount of time before each branch gets solidified, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that fight between the two Lokis was that amount of time where like, you guys need to figure out what you want to do. If you want to take over my chair and figure out how to continue running the program.
Right.
So basically, this video, he mentions how those 3 aliens that were running the TVA, who were the front man for the TVA.
Oh, right.
And in some theories, it's like,
I just thought about that too.
And he's like, what
you remember
the robots that Loki faces, who he thinks were the boss running the TVAs?
Oh,
the timekeepers.
Yeah.
So he makes a suggestion that he thinks that he who remains, who still remembers the Kang War, obviously, he needed a face that the TVA would listen to and be under orders.
Correct.
It couldn't be him. So he put these 3 figures, and those 3 figures might represent the 3 Kangs that we've seen at the end of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And he thinks of them as a joke. But he's like, I'm going to just use these 3 robotic, whatever looking creatures to represent the three and possibly 4 people, because someone pointed out there was a 4th statue in the house that he resides in that's broken and demolished.
Maybe that was supposed to be the Conqueror.
It might be the Conqueror. And so those 3, Ramatut, Centurion, possibly Centurion, and Immortus, he, as a joke, or as like he doesn't respect them, he uses their image to project and be these robot figures for the TVA. It represents those 3. It's like when you hate motherfucker and you won the battle, but you're like, you still clowning him like, in my story you're these this character or some shit, this joke.
Right. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
They should have Moon Knight fight Ramatut, bro.
Who knows? They might, because
there's no plans for Moon Knight anymore though. Like, he only got signed for that one thing. That was it.
That's trash.
I think there was plans.
There was?
I think there's more plans. He did initially get signed for the first season.
Oh, they extended it?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, they did. Actually, now that he mentions that.
Because what's his name? The actor? I'm trying to blank on his name.
Oh, you're talking about Moon
Oscar
Knight?
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. Yeah. He himself was like, I don't know, but the feature is I'm only here for this one season.
Right. No, but
which they teased more though, because when they included his other personality,
Jake Lockley.
Yeah.
Jake Lockley. Is that the rich one?
The cab.
No, that's the cab driver.
Oh, okay.
The rich one was God damn it, Mark Spector. No, it wasn't Mark Spector.
Mark Spector.
It was
is Moon Knight.
Mark Spector is the broke nobody dude. The rich one, his name was
I can't remember him.
I can't remember his name. Fuck. I know his name.
Right. I know his name too. I've been blinking too. But I think this is more like to that though. Since they show like this dude is clearly a problem. I'm surprised they introduced the Council of Kings
That's a
so
weird concept,
early.
yeah.
And
I'm glad they did though.
I'm glad they did
Get
too.
that shit out of the way though.
Right. It's like okay, yes, Council of King, like thank you. That I remember Variant Comics, they had like the side by side scenes next to each other straight out of the comic. I'm like, that is so beautiful.
There was something chilling about just seeing the last one who's a fucking alien just cheering like
Right. It's like there's no hope.
You know, well
like, there's no
so
hope.
something I had trouble understanding from Loki before I got this new information from Ant-Man. And it was said in Loki, but I didn't understand it. So our timeline 616 isn't the only timeline.
Correct.
There was multiple, each one individually just stuck in their own fucking lane.
Correct.
So when you back out, it looks like one timeline. That is the sacred timeline. Everyone's in their own fucking lane, and it's like a rope. There's many threads so tightly fit together that it looks like it's just one linear thing. So that helped understand that, because I was like, so did he kill off the other branches? And like he's running this program, this script to make sure everything happens the exact way, from making new multiverses or new universes and shit.
Right.
So that helped me out. And then so I'm like, the reason I bring up the whole fate conversation is because this Kang from Ant-Man, he's like, his goal is to make the sacred timeline. So are we doomed to meet these people, these exact copies, every life cycle with the same goals and shit like that? Because he could potentially be the one who finds Eliath and then teaches another version who would be he who remains.
I see. So
you see what I'm saying? So is everything doomed to repeat again? I see
what you're saying. That's interesting. So you're saying like we're basically watching
the first
in
multiverse,
reverse, like kind of where Loki and Sylvie ended up were at the end of time, quote unquote. We're kind of watching that process happen. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of. It's more like so the first multiversal war was all the kings fighting.
Yeah.
This multiversal war, and I think they make a reference. This guy, he says the other kings brought all the kings to the council because they're potentially worried that they didn't believe that anyone could kill a king. And so they're worried about who the fuck has this power, who knows how to run timelines like us.
Right.
And so they're a bit worried who's the fuck is gonna come. Are we gonna have to worry about this situation with the one we exiled, him being potentially killed off to their knowledge? Like, are we gonna have to worry about that? So it's basically
that's like their motivation is like, okay, well, this dude was strong enough to kill this king.
Yeah,
he's a problem to us now.
Right.
Yeah, like we don't know who the fuck did it, and like if there's more of whatever.
That's because how they come looking for the Avengers. Because Scott's always talking about how he's an Avenger.
That's true.
He just told Kang that he was an Avenger.
Yeah, that's true.
But
then he comes back and they're all fucking teenagers and it's an easy fight.
But because
facts, straight up.
Because this Conqueror didn't fuck with those other versions because he didn't like. He's like, they're fucking up the multiverse. I have to destroy these planets and universes.
Right.
What's that word? Preemptively.
Right.
To stop this from happening. You may think what I'm doing is bad. It's a Thanos mindset,
which I like. I like how they. Yeah, I like how
I'm trying to do this. You don't
that.
understand the implications of it. And he's like, I wish that meant something more. Like their lives and all those universes and all that demolished. I wish it meant something more. But there is more to do to stop this from happening.
Right.
Because those other elite kings and in that arena, they're doing something to fuck up and make incursions happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so
So
they wanted He Who Remains gone, so now they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
are they taking the spot of what were the Beyonders?
You talking about the
Not the Beyonders. Yeah, they were called Beyonders, weren't they?
Uh,
Those alien-looking motherfuckers that were.
I kind of got. I don't know.
there
but I think I
are
heard of it.
multiple Beyonders, but there's
Well,
like
okay, well from
That
the
species,
the
I
new
guess.
Avengers storyline, the one that leads.
oh yeah
the one that
yeah.
Doctor Doom is the one.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you're talking about how he became God Doom.
He became.
how
He
killed
became.
all of them.
What's that? Rumalala or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
And Doctor
yes.
Strange like sold his soul to find out who the fuck was this almighty being, and it was fucking Doctor Doom.
Right. that reveal though, it's like, bro, and then they
It
did
was
the
him.
flashback issue after that.
Yeah, it was
That
him
run
and the
is so
Molecule
good.
Man. But
Yeah,
the key
Molecule
to it
Man
all
is a
was the
problem.
Molecule Man.
He
That was
was
the
a-
problem. Was that his existence?
This effing side character,
Like Doom had to go back to every timeline and kill their Molecule Man,
Right.
to ensure that this shit doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Because the Molecule Man was the one that the Beyonders were looking for or some shit.
Yep.
Like they needed him.
This is not gonna happen, obviously. But what if
no, we don't know.
But what? No, because it's not gonna happen.
He said Marvel ain't that good, dude.
If
No,
it's cool,
not-
it ain't gonna
not-
happen.
It's not even that. It's not
He said
even.
if it's cool.
It's not even that it's that good. It's just that who would take the
Oh, that
place?
might happen.
Who would take the place of the Molecule Man in the MCU
America Chavez.
or Mr. Fantastic?
I was gonna say, or
Without
his son.
him, there was no Kang in any universe.
Yeah, because he's a descendant of
Kang,
of Reed
Kang
Richards.
is a descendant of
Reed
Reed
Richards.
Richards.
That's very true.
And so
That's
has he
very
been locked
true.
up this entire time in
That
Molecule
would
Man's
be-
spot? And is the Fantastic Four movies showing like is it flashbacks of what happened? Like maybe Fantastic Four won't the present Fantastic Four won't have a Reed Richards until Secret Wars or some shit. See what I'm saying?
I
You
do.
still get
I do.
flashback movies of them dealing
Right.
with whatever they're dealing with, but then you
I
find
see
out
what you're saying.
the present, like he's been missing for so
I
long.
mean, he does have a bigger part in everything because how you brought up, we were texting, the way that the Kang was teleporting, the
Yeah.
Kangs, it's the
Yeah.
same way that Reed Richards appeared in Multiverse of
Same
Madness.
technology.
That is
The
very
exact
true.
same portal.
That is, I didn't even catch up on that. Good,
Yeah.
yeah, for real. That's true. And they did. I think Kevin Feige did literally say, like, from like this moment forward after Ant-Man, I promise y'all, Fantastic Four is gonna be like, they're gonna be the people in the MCU, which is like, huh. So when you guys said all that, that made me really think like, dang, that could actually be a thing to where Mr. Fantastic is like the key to all of it, or
And
his
it-
son.
And then what if you just have Doom still in his position,
I was
and
gonna
so
say.
that Doom versus Reed Richards,
Rabu Malal or some shit like that.
Something like that.
so that Doom versus Reed relationship is even more emphasized than
Right.
the classical way it was depicted. It's like you do it in a different way. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And to that though, in the comics, the reason why I call Doom an anti-villain is because like the dude is greedy. The dude don't really
He's like
care
Namor
about,
though. He steps up when he needs to.
he
like,
steps up when he needs to, but the interesting about him though is Doom is amazing. I mean, the only person who's a master of science and mystic arts, and he's like top 5 in both. Like, what the crack? Like, how broken is that of a character? I mean, they even said one time his magic was better than Doctor Strange, and arguably is better than Doctor Strange, which is crazy. But he said in the Panther or the Doom War storyline, which is the Black Panther storyline, he
It kinda
conquers
sets up,
Wakanda. It does low key
kinda
set it up because he was like, yo, I've looked into infinite number of realities because that's what I'm Doctor Doom,
does,
bro. And he said
It's a chill Sunday afternoon, bro.
right in each like in every time I've looked at, it all ends eventually, except the one that I was in charge. And he asked the Panther God, it's like, yo, if you don't believe me, look into my heart. If you don't think I'm worried to serve Wakanda, because I'm trying to have that happen, search my heart. And she did, and she was like, "This sucker ain't lying." Like literally, crap. He is he's our only hope. I guess you're the ruler of Wakanda.
Same thing in that storyline, dude. The
Yeah.
New Avengers, he was the only hope.
He was the only hope. Yeah, and I think that's where it's all gonna tie in with Kang. Is that, and I think when you were saying like, who's this dude who killed? If our theory is correct in that the Conqueror isn't dead, and because it's like he's too good of a character to kill him.
He's for sure not dead.
He's for sure not dead. So someone else died.
And
What
you
if
know
it
how
was
Marvel kind of clumsily revealed that? I think, thinking about it now, like it just dawned on me,
yeah.
is the Conqueror, the exiled one,
Yeah.
was the only one that they called Kang. They never introduced anybody else as
That's
Kang.
very
so when
true.
they said
Exactly.
Kang will return, who could they be talking about?
That exactly.
We know that there's
I
multiple
saw that
Kangs,
too.
but they've got to
literally
treat, and they
said-
have been. They got to treat the movies as if somebody is going in with no knowledge,
So true.
aside from the MCU. That's your only knowledge of Marvel. That's how they have to treat these movies.
You have to.
Then again,
What if?
what would you call the arena?
Nothing. They haven't told us what it's called. We know what it is.
We know,
but they
yeah.
haven't told us.
Right.
We got to use what's because remember, nothing in movies is accidental.
That's true.
They literally decide what you see and what you hear in a movie.
Right.
If something's there, they're not supposed to be there. They'll get rid of it.
Even the smallest thing is like, yeah, we kept that in there.
So
like
he's
we knew
alive,
what we were doing.
yeah.
He has to be alive. So with that, that means another version was killed off. What if Doctor Doom was the one that killed off that other version?
What other version?
What other version?
Like whichever
How you
version.
know someone other version died?
Well, like when you were saying how it's like, oh,
Don't
snap.
fucking put words in his mouth.
No, but you mentioned how the High Three said that, like, dang, like, okay,
Well,
one
they-
of us is
they think the
missing
one-
or is done.
They think the one that got killed is the exiled one, the one from Quantumania.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
They say that though, don't they?
Yeah.
they say
yeah, I
like,
forgot they
the exile
did
one is
specify.
dead.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But even so, like,
So-
what if Doctor Doom, even no matter what, still is one of those few people, if not the only one outside of King, who literally understood the concept of time, him or Reed Richards, if not both of them. They're like, what the crack is going on here? This don't seem don't seem right.
I don't know if Reed's gonna get it because I think it's better payoff if it's revealed to him that it's a descendant of his,
Oh yeah.
writing wise.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like maybe Strange might take that role because he has more understanding of a multi-universe.
Yeah,
shit.
he does. Yeah. Yeah. But then how didn't he see this coming though?
I think so. It's hard to say, but there's like levels and levels. So
We also don't know where he went at the end of Multiverse of Madness.
yeah,
He could be out completely somewhere else that is unaffected by this.
and then the timeline is
At least
so
for now,
wonky.
because it affects, all these have consequences to everything.
That's true.
But
And then-
for the time being,
right.
The timeline's wonky because there's no when the fuck did this happen. Like some of the projects early on in Phase 4 had a timestamp of when this happened. And then I told him, what if some of these shows and characters are from different universes?
I had that thought myself too. Yeah.
So I mean, it's I don't know.
like
It's,
Moon Knight could easily be
yeah,
a whole different,
Right.
universe.
that was such a good show in certain parts, but sometimes it just went wild, bruh.
It just felt flat. Like,
Oh, that episode where he finds out like he understands his like grief and shit. It's like, bro, that's such a good one.
oh yeah,
Like
where he's like in that desert, the afterlife
Yeah,
with the hippo bitch.
yeah.
I forget her name.
man,
I'm not talking about a fat bitch. She was literally a hippo.
literally a hippo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget her name, but
Fertility god. She was supposed to be a fertility god or some shit like that.
What would be dope about that is that for those of you listening who don't know, the new Secret Wars storyline, new being 2015 whenever
Some
it
shit
came
like
out. Yeah. there used to be two like main Marvel
You could tell that's
publishing.
what they're adapting.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You could
It
tell.
was there was the Ultimate, which is basically their retelling of like the Marvel storyline in like a basically more modern way. That's where Miles Morales came from, a semi-evil version of Captain America. The X-Men were different. The Avengers formed for different reasons. Hulk was a cannibal. Like they just basically reimagined the whole thing. I liked the Ultimate Universe better back in the day, if I could be real with you. I thought it was dope. But then you had the main Marvel Universe, which, you know, the Peter Parkers, the traditional Steve Rogers Cap, all those people that we grew up loving. And they're like, dang, they both making money. Why don't we just merge them? And therefore created Battle World by God Doom, and then with all these incursion pieces, you know. And so to give y'all some more context, and maybe what we're thinking is going to happen is like, you know, whether it is
because there was 2 worlds left.
yeah, exactly, those were the two that clashed together, and certain only like what 10 people from the Ultimate and regular universe lived, like Star-Lord, Miles Morales, Black Panther, shout outs to T'Challa, Namor, and a couple others. And I think that's basically what it's gonna.
There's a bunch of random heroes in the comics that they're clearly not going to do.
Oh yeah, no. But I think maybe to your point, if some of these other shows / properties are, in different timelines, maybe that's when it's finally like, hey, this is the merging of like it all being extremely canon, you know? Or if not, they just pull what they did with Spider-Man and how the third movie basically made all the Spider-Man movies canon. What if they're basically gonna do? I think obviously that's how they introduce X-Men.
I think they're gonna
as well.
pick and pluck just a few characters from different properties,
Mhm.
like Deadpool.
Right.
I don't think Hugh Jackman's making a transition over. I think he's obviously in Deadpool 3.
Right.
But I see it as he's accompanying him on his journey, and maybe he doesn't make it to the end.
I feel you.
You gotta watch that motherfucker die again.
For
Yeah.
real. That
Damn.
would be cold-blooded.
I'm
Yeah,
juiced for that
it's
movie.
Oh, me too. I love that.
I've been thinking, what if King Dynasty is just a Jonathan Majors centric movie where the heroes are not facing the Kangs necessarily, but you see his perspective on the whole thing, and so you get more of an understanding. Like you see him facing different versions of him, or maybe going to other universes and killing off, and you see like little Easter eggs of different heroes from those universes.
Hey, the clown that wrote Quantumania is writing that movie.
You said clown.
Oh man.
Yeah, because he was already talking about, goes, yeah, we're bringing Namor in. I'm excited to work with him. I'm like, damn, we got to wait that long to see that fool again?
And Namor.
It's next year.
2 years, no?
We talking about King Dynasty?
Oh yeah.
2024
or
5.
25.
No,
That's still.
Isn't it at the end of 24? Because they moved the second Avengers to 25. Spaced it out.
Maybe then.
Well, because either way, yeah.
Either way, that's too goddamn long, bro.
That's super short. If you think like there's only 2 or 3 movies per year, that's super short.
Oh no, there's a lot more.
No, there's more than that.
No, but I mean,
We got like 3 just this year.
yeah, well, no, I mean, like, yeah, 3
two
per
in, like
year.
2 in 2 shows, no?
That's only
Because we got, what's next?
Loki,
Guardians.
the show.
Guardians is next.
and Loki show. Yeah,
Secret
this year.
Wars. Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion.
Oh,
That's
yeah, I'm
a-
juiced for
That's
that.
about to be gas.
Yeah.
Yo, did y'all
And
hear
Marvels is later this year.
Did y'all hear that people were walking out of that screening of the
For what?
Marvels? The Marvels?
Really?
Why?
They sucked. People were getting up and leaving of the test screening, so they're rewriting and reshooting. some
Is that
parts
why
of
they
it.
got delayed?
And the writer, bro, this shit broke my heart. The writer of She-Hulk is doing the rewrites.
No, look, y'all. They
You know,
Fuck
it's
that show, Kyrie. Let it go. It sucked.
I
It was
liked
terrible.
it. I
There
liked
was
it.
one good episode,
I liked it,
and that
man.
episode was
It's-
exceptional.
I
it's
liked
hard.
it.
It's hard because Kevin Feige was so stretched during this, in terms of overseeing everything, every project, like he was in the first 3 phases, and so he can't pick every single person for every project. It gets like delegated to someone else, his lower level type shit like that to take over it. And you don't get that well of hires once shit like that. But it's like, man, just you kind of see it as a normal job. It's like, do you complain? No. Are you the best at your job? No, but you do adequate job and all that.
Yeah.
And so when you think of it that perspective, it's like we still have these kind of writers who are not excellent or all that type of the game, but maybe they're just easy to work with.
C's get degrees, bro.
Huh?
C's get degrees.
This is one of my bummers about Ant-Man, because I don't like nothing wrong with the guy, Payne Reed, who oversees the Ant-Man movies. It's kind of his franchise.
Okay, yeah.
I felt like he's always been kind of just a company man. He gets what's needed done.
Right.
He
does the minimum.
He'll be okay.
I feel you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like him wanting to be like, oh, I wanted to make this Avengers level kind of movie for Ant-Man 3, and it's like, is your ambition for doing what you want to do right for that story and that character, or you just like you see what I'm saying? Like,
I think
you wanted to do what you want to do. It wasn't best for what you and what is created for that character.
Mm-hmm. I think what's tricky is, I don't know exactly how they do it, but let's just say, for sake of argument, unless you guys like know and correct me, then, but let's just say Feige is like, hey, for this movie, we have to introduce this. Figure out how you can figure out how you do that exactly, but introduce this or make sure this happens. And what if he's just like, yo, for Ant-Man 3, we have to introduce Kang. Figure out how you want to do that, and figure out and show people that he's that dude. But hey, make sure that happens. And what if his, knowing went deeper into Kang is like, oh, this movie got to be big then, and which, rightfully so, because Kang is an Avengers level villain,
he
like
is.
by himself. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think
100%.
I was watching a video lately who did
Watch
that.
hella videos.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, you gotta stay educated.
I'm a film guy.
You gotta stay educated.
But I guess Ryan Coogler said a while back that here's what they're hoping and probably looking for. The rumor is that he might direct Secret Wars.
He better.
Oh,
who knows?
I saw that
it's
a
a
while
rumor.
ago. He better. That'd
But
be perfect.
But basically, Kevin Feige's like, okay, like you said, he's like, this is what needs to be done. I want this character to be introduced. Don't do this storyline. Don't show this character because he's gonna be maybe down the road for another project or something like that.
Right.
Allude to a storyline, kind of where we're going and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He gives like parameters about what needs to be done, type shit like that.
But then do you after that though?
Yeah, and back then when the movies, he didn't have this much of things to oversee.
That's true.
He could be really involved. Like, maybe we should do it this way. But since he can't be everywhere at once now, he has to really depend on people to just get their shit done.
Right.
Because if you think about it, man, he can't stop. Like,
because he runs the comic side too, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. So it's like,
and then like,
crap.
I think one of his things he said, he's like, I really wanted just a, how do you say, someone who is, they know what they're doing. It starts with, the word is a C. It's like,
Cunt.
it's like someone he doesn't have to worry about. He's like, that's why he got Sam Raimi for Doctor Strange. He's like, I don't have to worry about Doctor
Connoisseur.
Strange. Who?
A connoisseur.
No.
You use that word wrong. That's okay though.
Yeah, he did.
That's okay though.
But he's like, so I don't have to oversee him and
Chief.
worry about it. Bro, stop. But
Right.
yeah, I just back to initial thing. Ant-Man was cool.
And an hour and a half later.
I know, dude.
But
Like I said, I was a bit pessimistic. I wasn't trying to be, but I was just watching it, and I thought it was gonna be worse than Love and Thunder. I was like, oh my god, dude, that's the level. I don't like MODOK. And I was like, people were cheering, oh MODOK, involve him and shit, and show him. I'm like, he's a fucking floating head. What the fuck kind of thing you want to? It makes sense for him to be in the quantum realm. So I'm like, okay, I can get that. And the people are all mad. Like, motherfucker, this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, he was exactly what you wanted. He was a fucking weirdo. He was, I guess, manic. He was just like mean. He was like, he was just a monster and shit like that.
Right.
I thought having Corey Stoll, Yellow Jacket, was the perfect transition. If you wanted him, like, this was like, MODOK's gotta be in it. All right, how do I tie and all that? Yeah. And he was a perfect transition to that.
It made sense. It definitely made sense.
You're hating on MODOK.
No,
how you like She-Hulk?
So what's your problem?
How you like She-Hulk, but you don't fuck with MODOK?
What's your problem with MODOK? Because I was trying to get my boys hyped. I was like, this is who I hear from MODOK. This is who I hear is potentially playing MODOK.
It was just,
if you're gonna see this, you have to get used to a fucking floating head, dog.
No, it's I don't mind MODOK the character, and in fact, even kind of how they wrote sort of like the way he interacted. That was MODOK. I mean, MODOK he's depending on how he's written, of course. He's either a problem or he's like a wacky dude that like crap. We gotta take him serious enough to where, okay, Avengers, we need you real quick. Like, but it's gonna take 10 minutes. We can't do it by ourselves, but like it ain't. Obviously, it ain't gonna be that hard. So how they wrote him, they still made him sort of a problem. Like, I
thought he was pretty badass.
No,
his attachments and shit.
I thought he was gonna have some weird ass voice.
Yo, but it was. Bro, it was the face reveal, homie. Huh? The face reveal was so ugly,
bro. That's what I loved about him, was how self-aware of the character they were.
I feel you,
but then again,
because if they would have tried to take a character that fucking ugly serious, like let's be real. If they try to make him menacing and serious,
this was the
that
most
shit
serious.
Would have been ass.
This is the most serious you can get with that character.
I feel you, and maybe, and
Ant-Man was the perfect hero to face him. Let's just be real.
I love the reaction. Like, what the fuck happened?
I think where I'm coming from though is the latest image of MODOK I have in my mind is I know people hate on the game. I like the game, but the Avengers game though.
That game was ass, bro.
I didn't mind it. Bro, and the Black Panther storyline was amazing.
I didn't even get past the Miss Marvel.
If you're just treat it as a Black Panther solo game, and you'll have a good time. That's what I did.
So what about his look that you didn't like about this?
But no,
he didn't have hair.
No, but the
yes, I mean,
no, but the Avengers game, right?
Yeah. I vaguely remember what it looks like.
Their version of MODOK. It was like, dang, I actually kind of rock with this. You actually could take him seriously on how they presented him and like how
he was in Ultimate Alliance too, wasn't he?
In that he was a joke though, but at least in the Avengers game, like the most recent one, he still looked like you could look at him visually and be like, oh yeah, I can take that guy as serious like as you possibly could with MODOK. He still had like a menacing look to him, and he still was, Brainiac too. So yeah,
this is just down to you don't like Corey Stoll's face for it.
Maybe so.
So you wanted like a distorted ass face, or what
you want? Meaner face?
Like, I'll show y'all like the look from the game afterwards, and maybe you can see like
you wanted him to be like.
No, but I mean, I feel what you're saying. And like they're self aware and that
he wanted George Lopez.
This thing ugly, bro.
Well,
but it's just I think I just wasn't ready for it. Maybe that's it.
Can I give you my pitch? Well, I was telling him if they ever introduce MODOK. Do you remember my pitch?
Maybe we should start.
Okay,
I'll remember.
You've seen Mad Max Fury Road, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? I don't know how you say it. Josh probably get mad if he listens to the midget.
A little person.
Little person. No disrespect.
His fist right now.
No disrespect. The one with the telescope. mainly towards the beginning of the movie. He was
hanging around the king or whatever.
Yeah,
like in his palace. Yeah.
I thought it would be fascinating to have him depicted like that. Just someone who had a misfortune of being that born like that, and then but him having built this floating station device where his head is a screen that's projected.
I feel you.
It's a combination of the George Lopez shit.
I feel you. I feel you though.
That made sense, or like shit like maybe have just a like how his face armor was just one face looking thing. Just have it floating around, do that, or have what they did with Yellow Jacket turning into him. Have Artem Zola turn into MODOK. Like
That's
MODOK,
what I thought they were gonna do.
MODOK be the body that Artem Zolov uploads his consciousness.
I thought that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah.
In which
because
I
he
would've
does
been
in the
cool
comics.
with. Yeah.
Just have it the body be called MODOK.
Yeah, I thought that was what they were gonna do until they lifted the. I was like, oh, this is.
I don't understand how he's dead. It's like, was that a closed circuit kind of feed to where he's in those old school computers? But he went into the internet, got all these papers and articles about how Hydra was behind everything in the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But he can't transfer his consciousness and stream. It's called, like a web, like
Right.
just like move himself to somewhere else.
Right.
And it's kind of like with the Ultron thing. It's like,
Maybe he was just tied to those servers though.
but how are you going to get recent articles from a bunker and show Captain America? We've been behind every major conflict. Because if you're a closed net server,
Well, he can access the internet. Doesn't mean he can move freely throughout it though.
but
He's not
how?
like Ultron. Well, Ultron can.
And
Because Ultron is like a
Quickly.
super advanced like AI though.
Yeah.
You have
Zola
he
wasn't an AI.
You have a motherfucker consciousness in a computer.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
And you see the Easter egg how like in Endgame how like if Tony Stark when he meets his father, if the directors put MODOK all the way in the back, like there's a green screen watching.
They did.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It's hella blurry. It's hard to see, but if you like crop it and like enhance it, it's a MODOK face. I mean, Artem Zola.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That would.
It's when he's
That'd be
cutting, getting the cosmic cube when they fuck up and they go even further back to get some more pin particles.
Right.
Yeah,
Dang. Oh shoot. But.
but
But but also too.
I liked him. I thought I seen it as someone who just didn't like who he was anymore. Because
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket serum, it made him crazy, which they alluded to. They weren't really clear on it. They made subtle.
Yeah.
So that's why he did what he did. He acted crazy and all that in Ant-Man. And I just like how he's like, he still has some qualities of that, but he's just so deformed that he's so down on himself. Like,
Right.
he feels like a
He just
fucking
wants to be
creature.
respected.
Right.
And he wants to be taken serious. Because he's got like he holds that like how Hank kind of just tossed him off to the side and neglected him. As a protege. Like,
Seen him as a father.
yeah, he
Right.
did, and Hank
Right.
was like,
You did.
"Get your bitch ass out of here, man."
Right. He's like, huh?
Yeah.
I looked at you as a brother,
So
Scott.
that's like
What?
his personality. Exactly. He just
Right.
wants to belong to something.
Right.
Because he does have this brilliant mind. He was able to replicate the pin particle.
Right.
And he never got the respect that he deserved for it.
Right.
So I think like him becoming MODOK and that whole little mini arc was like a full circle moment.
I
It
feel
was,
you.
too.
I
Yeah.
feel you.
People didn't like when Cassie said, "Stop being a dick." How do you see about that?
That's just some Marvel shit.
Yeah.
I didn't
that's
mind it though.
That's why I looked
it didn't
at
feel
it.
cringe to me because it
It
felt
pretty
like
cringe to me.
it felt to me because like he's just like
Maybe
he
just
feels
Cassie
like
said
this
it.
loser now. He's just a deformed body. His fucking spaceship was kind of fucked up now. He's like, what the fuck do I have? And this little girl who like he terrorized. He's like, yo, just stop being a dick, dude.
That's all you got.
Like if you really want, and it's like
Right.
I don't know. I found it kind of more natural because you know how much I cringe at Marvel shit like that.
Yeah, that's the way I looked at it, and that's why I didn't cringe because I'm like, yeah, it's just a Marvel thing to do,
Yeah,
like Joel said. But now that y'all explained it to me, how the whole full circle thing, like really, it's like okay, I could kind of rock with it then. And Kang made that movie. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I think,
Like, yeah.
I don't know if I disliked the movie. I know it sounds like I did, but
Yeah.
I'm just an Ant-Man fan, and I didn't get Ant-Man. Like, I just feel like I didn't get Ant-Man.
I feel you.
And
No, I feel you.
yeah, like I wanted to see
It'd be
him.
like
It would have been nice to see some growth in him. Like,
Yes. Yes.
Someone did point out how in this movie he actually became a superhero. For example, he didn't do any of this stuff because he wanted to
the
save
Screen
people.
Crush?
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
yeah.
So in that respect,
Because he only
okay.
in the other movies and in like Endgame and shit, he only acted and put the suit on when he had to.
Yeah.
like
For Cassie,
for
everything was for Cassie.
except this.
That's true.
This was like, no, I have to do this. Like, this is
That's true,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. It's
Dang,
subtle shit.
You're right. Yeah. So that's kind of full circle for
him too.
Ant-Man
But they didn't
too.
make it as prominent as it should be, though.
Yeah, like-
you'd have
Yeah.
to watch an explainer video of someone who's more deep in this lore to understand it. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think you did your job if you have to do that.
exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
I
That's my
agree.
problem with Jordan Peele.
Yeah, I
That's a
remember
whole
you saying
nother
that.
argument.
Oh,
That's
that
a whole
is-
nother argument.
That's a whole nother.
You
For
know,
real. I guess
That's how I feel.
about
That's how I
that.
feel about Jordan Peele. Is like, are you really that good? If we have to sit there and think about it and come up with all this shit,
I feel you.
if you're that good of a writer, it should be maybe not obvious in your work, but like
I
there
shouldn't have to
should be
go on YouTube.
I shouldn't exactly.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to go watch somebody who doesn't have a life that has seen this movie hella times to give me all the
within 24 hours.
That's just my
span.
opinion.
Sometimes I like that. Sometimes it's cool in the mystery. It's kind of like Christopher Nolan shit with the spinning tops.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
like that. But then there goes, I think there's a limit to where, like,
I
But you
feel
see
you.
how
Are you
cool
really-
that was, where it's like they're dead
That
ass.
was
is
open for
no,
translation,
Exactly,
though.
there's
Yeah,
dead
yeah.
ass no right or wrong, and it pisses you off. That movie
Right.
did its job.
That's true. Because, like, no, that wasn't a dream, dude. That wasn't a dream. It was a dream because, no, it wasn't. Yeah, I feel
And
you.
Christopher Nolan's like,
It's
I
like,
don't know.
well, it's been
Christopher
kind
Nolan,
of
what is it, though?
it's been kind of confirmed what it was.
What
Have
was
you-
it?
It's
supposed
real
to be.
life.
It's supposed
was
to be
real
real
life?
Mm-hmm.
because Michael Caine said, whenever Christopher Nolan told me any scene that I'm in, it's real.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's kind of simmered down that theory. So it's kind of like everyone's taking that face value. Okay. So
Plus, you saw
But
it
the
at the
real-
last second. Like
the
dude
real
was shaking.
reason for that now
Yeah,
people
but
are
the
looking.
top won't necessarily fall if it shakes, though.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Sometimes
people
that
are-
makes it go harder.
People are looking at it now like no matter what the outcome, it doesn't matter.
He was
Because whatever,
happy.
yeah, he got his children and he was living that life.
right.
Whereas before it was like, is this a dream or is this
Right.
real?
But it's real, so it makes it extra happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what's gonna be real with Kang though? I'm sorry, Kang is just he's so good. He's just so good, man. I mean,
I hope we get more emotional shit because
yeah.
I don't because I like things that are a little bit more mature, not necessarily dark. I don't want everything to be too dark. It's
Why'd you
just
why'd you do that face?
Because he said, I like things that are more mature. I'm like,
Oh,
excuse the fuck out of me.
well, you don't even know what I mean by
No,
that.
I know. But it was
that
just,
petty dude. Oh,
it just came to
fine.
my head. I was like, well, fuck it. Y'all not fucking mature. Little baby.
No, but I see what you're saying though,
Yeah.
especially with this.
When they
I want
kinda-
some stakes. I just want
That's
some
what.
stakes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it
yes.
raises
Want
the
some
stakes.
stakes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
I want to know that maybe everyone don't come out alive.
They better not.
You know, one of my things
Isn't
that
there
I
no
didn't
more
like.
plan after Secret Wars? There's no more plan. They say, right?
You know, this is what I
That's
think.
What I heard.
I said
Bro's gotta
this.
leave.
I think this
Yeah.
is.
I
This
think so,
what
yeah.
happened. Honestly, I would.
And you might
I
as well
feel
just
you.
stop if that happens. Like, for real.
No, I think this
It's
is
a
what
company.
they're
They're
gonna
gonna keep doing it. I think he's gonna put them in a position where like,
It's up
here's
to
a new
you.
universe. Here's new people with these similar
do.
characters.
Exactly.
You guys do what you did. I completed this fucking historical shit
right.
and all that. I
What a
finished my
badass
job.
thing to walk away from.
I
Bruh,
can't wait for the documentaries and shit and the behind the scenes
Oh,
and all
yeah,
that. I would
That's
love to see
that's
that.
exactly what I
Because he
think
did
is gonna
something
happen.
unprecedented.
He did.
Like he's down one of the greatest people or important
Creative
people
minds
of
and-
yeah.
because it exactly.
He's up
to
there.
the
Hey,
point.
dead ass. He's up there with Walt Disney.
You know what? Yeah,
up there.
He changed the game.
Yeah, he
Let's
did.
be honest.
He
Like,
wrote the script. He wrote, and what happens? Let's look at DC.
Everybody's trying to.
When you try to go against that formula, it doesn't work.
Does not.
You know, and it sucks.
But now we're at a
It's
point
hard
where
to
it's kind of a
replicate.
tired formula now. Where now
Everyone's
if you go
trying to
against
do
it,
the universe.
you might do well.
Yeah.
I always thought DC had potential to be better
They
than
do.
Marvel.
They still do.
They have, because the way they handled the stories, for example, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies are great, and like, there's been other things like the Joker and all that, the new Batman,
Classic.
and it's like, man, I wish Marvel did some shit like that. That's what I kind of wish Marvel would head to, or at least get more mature, more R-rated. Like, it don't have to be dark, and don't have to literally be dark scenes or nothing like that. It's just, I wish they took themselves more serious. But I understand they're the first to do it. They have their goal is to get it well known to the masses, and unfortunately, the masses ain't us to appreciate the artwork, the characters, the story, and all that where it originated from.
There's a fine line too, and thinking that from a business point of view, I get it because one, I think someone from Regal told us. I think it was Cole. He was like, it doesn't matter what the ratings are or like the reviews for kid movies. Kid movies will always make money.
Family movies
no
too,
matter
Family
what.
movies, yeah.
So from a business point of view, Marvel's, especially now in this spot where it's like, we got to keep it real for like the nerds who have been growing up reading the stories and loving the characters.
These movies aren't for us though.
But they also have to think about exactly those people that you have to assume know absolutely, like, literally never even heard of Spider-Man, Captain America.
Yeah, like the people who were cheering for Rogers the Musical, who thought that was
exactly.
funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Pieces of shit.
It's so crazy.
It's a
They're
fine
not.
line.
Should have aborted you, bitch.
They're not for us, but we're what made it popular.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're what made it important. But and then you have people arguing, oh, it's for kids, but
No.
it was made for us as kids. But then we took that shit to another level by continuing to always coming back to it, and then that's where the art form got more mature, like better storylines, better illustrations and shit like that.
Jonathan Hickman, man.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. I think I can't blame him. I think he's gonna be done after this.
And honestly,
that's an incredible feat.
It is, and it's kind of hard because it's. I remember, I think it was after Ragnarok when we knew that Infinity War was going to be like the next movie. That I remember in the back of Regal talking to the homies, the nerd homies, and I even said this then, and I'm glad I was right. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna boast my chest about this. I was like, think about it, like from a storytelling standpoint and a business standpoint, wouldn't it not be the wisest thing to do to have Kang be the next like Thanos level guy? Because one like who else is a better step up than Thanos than him without going as far as Galactus? Because Galactus, I feel like, has to be like
that's OP as fuck.
Like exactly, like you need everybody in their mama.
I think,
if not like eternal. And then to your point, if you want to, like, you got time to decide this. If you want to just wipe the slate clean and start over, who better than someone who could go throughout time and then it's like, oh, we're going back in time to stop him, and the only way we could do it is to erase everything and start over. Like literally after the end of Secret Wars, it was Reed Richards' son that literally recreated all of Marvel, and that's when things all became canon. Was like, no, let's just make it one, son. And
I could see that being the last scene of Secret Wars. It's just his son just playing around and figuring out. It's like a tease, like he's gonna create something. If he's the big thing for Phase 7, all that, but it's whatever. I see that. I see that as a new life cycle, and
it's not gonna be.
I don't think Kevin Feige's gonna be around. And to be honest, I appreciate Kevin Feige. I think I'm gonna be dipping now because who's gonna be handling that businessman? No, like who? Because James Gunn was gonna be the second in command for him, but then Disney did all that stupid shit.
Yeah,
that Josh shit.
Basically,
right.
And so
Yeah.
And
now
it
DC got
sucks for him because now, like, seeing what he's gonna do for DC, that could have been because he was gonna take over the cosmic side, the
Right.
beyond shit. And maybe
a nihilist
and
and
maybe
all
he
of
was gonna.
that. That
I
would've been
think
beautiful.
Kevin Feige was priming him up to take over for him for when he's gone.
That would have made complete sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have made complete sense. And you see, at least so far from what the plan he's presented and saying like, nah, we scoped this thing out like for over a decade, I think they said at DC. And we're just giving you like the small first couple years first.
Yeah.
Is that yeah, it seems like he knows at least on surface what he's doing so far. And he's gonna be making some of the movies too. That's just not only you saving money, but it's like best saying like, hey, if you want the job done right, just do it yourself.
Yeah.
And kick tables, bro.
I think one thing I didn't like about Ant-Man though is this is like okay, inside baseball. That's the metaphor I was thinking of earlier. So inside baseball is just like what goes on beyond the field. So I didn't like how it was so unique. The characters that they see in the quantum realm was so they're so imaginative. But if you really look on the surface, if you really look at it, it's only surface level. It's like let's just make something weird and crazy. But that don't make sense. It don't have to make sense, bro.
Yeah.
We in the quantum realm, bro. But it's like, how do you get humans down there? Is there a lineage of people?
Yeah.
And it's like, so just an explanation like
Yeah.
we get all types of organisms that sprawl out and become this weird shit. That's how we do this. But it's like, y'all just went for it didn't feel like it felt hollow in terms of the choices. And then you have the classic rebels who kind of don't really matter, but they're just showing up like, let's take this, take the bridge kind of thing.
Right.
And it's just you don't even feel for the cause necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I was like, y'all could have done this hella long ago.
Like honestly, you needed a dude who talked to ants to inspire you.
Is it me or
Stop talking shit about Ant-Man.
Hey, that's what Kane called him, bro. You just talk to ants, sucker.
Is it me? I had trouble just with the muscular chick who was a leader. I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know. I had this whole like.
She looks like fucking so many other like masculine actresses. She's like she's like a generic masculine actress. She looks just like the Valkyrie bitch.
Like Tessa Thompson?
Yeah. That's what she reminded me of.
No, Tessa
stop
Thompson
it.
is.
That's what she reminded me
She
of.
got forehead though, but she fine.
That forehead don't matter when she's slurping.
She got that LMA. Huh?
I said that forehead don't matter when she's slurping your shit.
No. You try to grab her hair or some shit. You just scrape some forehead. Oh, my bad. It's back here.
It's a whole ass reach.
Used to.
It's
Like,
like
you know what? Just from the ears, just
It's like a motherfucker try to hold on to his hair and he just has a ponytail in the back of his head. You know, it's like, yo, just get rid of that shit, dog. That ain't you no more.
For real. Oh man. But yeah, I thought that too when I saw humans down there. It's like, literally how and why? I mean, at least do the basic alien makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been like it's lazy, but whatever. Like
What you think of the fucking sentient buildings?
that shit was kind of cool.
That makes.
I just
it's the
wish they
quantum
had
realm.
better looks, if anything.
They look like Among Us characters, but they were cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I mean, things were weird and wacky down there as they should be, and it's.
Do you understand the whole time how time works down there? Because I think from this
It
video,
don't, right?
Huh?
It basically don't, right?
It's wacky. But like, so Scott fell into a time vortex, which Janet told him, don't fall into the time vortex. It's
Exactly.
weird. Time is weird.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the whole, I was down there for 5 hours and 5 years passed.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? And then you get to why did Janet age normally
Yeah.
for 30 some years? It's because she didn't fall into one of those tunnel vortexes. She went down to an area where it's just This is how you're biologically. This is how you're aging.
Right.
You're aging 30-some years.
Right. And she did say it literally is a whole nother universe. It's just basically below us, you know? And yeah.
So what that video explained it too is they say imagine the quantum realm as the basement of all realities. So it's like
I feel that.
it's at the bottom and you have some tunnels that'll take you to other universes and shit. It's basically like a hub. It's like a transit station kind of.
Oh,
you see it like
you.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes you in. So like I think people are still trying to figure out where the fuck the TVA and Kang's kingdom in that space area, where does that reside? Is the quantum realm so huge that itself is in the quantum realm as well? It's just in different part. See what I'm saying?
I think it's when I looked at it as like it's in a weird place in time, if not close to the end of time. That's what I just sort of like in the back of my mind just sort of thought. It's in a weird place in time that only basically they can acquire to, because maybe in that specific span of time there was basically nothing, if not the very beginning of time that they're technically at, either one. Yeah. So yeah, that is interesting though. Straight up.
I had trouble figuring out because the way I was picturing it before, I still don't know if that's the right theory for it. But I was like, so is this, imagine like simplified down to 4 lines. Mm-hmm. And between each line is space. It's just random space, right?
Yeah.
A void, like whatever.
Right.
So it's like one space, a quantum realm. It's another space, a TVA. There's just these things that exist outside those time streams, outside those rivers. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm just up in the air.
No, I feel that. That would make sense.
Bro, that's all tired from this fucking
I was like, put it
theory.
together. The fuck?
It's a lot, dude.
It
and
is.
the motherfucker goes into a lot in that video.
It's be hella funny, bro. The whole goal of this shit, it ain't even that deep.
Bro, I just wanted to figure out the perfect recipe, peanut butter and jelly.
I mean, so
stupid.
mad to him. Like, we fucking just created the fans. We just created something great for you, and you just like, nah, it's just things happen, bro.
Right.
Oh, Captain America here. Spider-Man swings, and something blows up.
For real.
And Kang.
For real. But that's why I hope your Beyonder theory is correct. If not, it's just something that even he didn't foresee, and it turns into a big old thing. Because Secret Wars needs to be that movie, dog.
Bro, I heard that
it has to be.
I heard that, I don't know where it came from, but it's literally the same movie as Endgame, except instead of time travel, it's like
multiversal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. That's what I heard.
I hope not, because it's like you had so much time and preparation
and so much potential for this amazing villain, which Jonathan Majors is killing. So,
hey, you know who's writing Kang Dynasty, right? I mean, you know who's directing Kang Dynasty, right? Dustin whatever, the one from Shang-Chi.
That's about me.
Oh yeah, they just confirmed that. That's right.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay.
Kang Dynasty?
Yeah.
That should be.
I did hear that. I remember
those fight scenes should be amazing.
I'm gonna say though, the third part of Shang-Chi, I wasn't fucking with.
He doesn't like that shit.
No, I watched it I watched it 2 days ago.
I gotta rewatch it.
I watched it 2 days ago. And I swear to God, I was trying to figure out when do I stop liking this movie and just tune out. The fucking Ben Kingsley, not him. It's that fucking turkey dog or whatever, the thing with wings.
It's stupid, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that's where it
that
loses
was a
me.
Marvel thing to do.
That it's like, bro, what the fuck?
That
Who
was a
authorized
Marvel
this?
thing to do.
Especially with that Flurkin too, the Nick Fury. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
the Russo.
Oh
my
my
God.
I forgot. They just brought that back just cause.
Quicksilver and Beam Boner. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, for real.
This is what makes it hard being an MCU fan. But I gotta be appreciative.
Yeah.
I gotta be
I
appreciative.
feel
You know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta take the bumps,
We got to. And if all this hoopla leads to one of the most epic.
I can't remember that song. The Sean Raw.
Huh?
The Sean Raw. You forgot about Deshaun
No,
Ross?
I know the name, but I don't know. What
Remember the
you're
Hoopla gang? The intro to the video. Continue, Khari.
He's like, whatever, dude. Nah, if this makes, those two movies like the most epic hero movies that they should be that we've seen in our lifetime so far, then it was kind of all worth it. But we gonna see.
Yeah, it won't be because we had to sit.
You're like, but it won't.
We had to sit through She-Hulk.
Oh, come on, bro. I like She-Hulk.
Man, shut the fuck up! You don't have to.
I do though.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
No, how?
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 It's comic.
shit's ass.
It's comic accurate.
No, yeah, okay.
Like, if
The show's still ass.
you just had the wrong expectations of what it was gonna be.
They had fucking Megan Thee Stallion. Man, it's Frank Tory.
He watching that as a free tour, man. Kane got me vibing though, y'all. As you can see, and y'all,
You.
Oh my god, I know what this is.
He
Go
ain't
ahead.
slick. Just do it.
I am
He ain't
slick. I am slick.
There's no reason to use that word.
It
No.
wasn't. It wasn't.
It's like that fucking turkey
You've done
dog.
better. You've done better.
I have done better. You right. But it's like
Not much better, but you have.
No, I've done better. Stop it.
No.
Not hella better, but yeah.
That's right.
She-Hulk fan. What do you
Hey man,
expect?
it's like
What do you expect?
it's like movies in the '90s where you have to say the name of the title in it. I miss those. Anyway, what's your vibe of the week, Joel? Man,
I've been vibing with Day and Night by the Bull. I don't know how to say the motherfucker's name.
the bow,
The Bow, the Bewley, the
Spell
Boile.
it for the people, man.
I don't know if I spelled it right, bro. DABUELE.
I don't know what's on the realm.
Look it up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you yeah.
I
Good
got it
job.
right?
Good job. Yeah.
DABUELLE.
DAUBAL.
That shit slaps, bro.
Yeah,
I be
yeah.
vibing to that shit.
Yeah.
I forget it exists, and it'll come on my shuffle like every now and then. It came on.
You're like, let's go.
When did it come on? I think Sunday or Saturday. It came out. I was like, ooh.
Right.
I've just been on that shit all week.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah, my man. What about you, baby?
I kind of couldn't pick. I got two. Is that cool?
That is completely fine.
Mozzie.
So, hey, what? He fucking fire, dog. I don't care what the fuck you say, dog. You're a fucking hater. He's a Tupac of our generation. Not my generation. You lower generations.
He's like, not mine,
Lord.
but
Yeah, fucking
Think about
embryos,
it.
baby. No,
Think about
I
it.
thought about it. No.
Think about
I
it.
thought about it.
Think about
That's a hard
it.
pass.
But I got I See You by Coco Jones.
okay.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I think it might be on my playlist actually.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I got this one I found. I guess it's a white dude. But he sounds like he
We're
got
not
that soul.
racist.
He got that soul in him. He
Oh,
is
he one of the few.
Spencer Diamond. That's his name. And
That's
then
a
the song's called Safe.
Safe by Spencer Diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, Vince's his vibe of the week is it's actually a whole album. It's called College Park by Logic.
I told you, bro. I can't fuck with that nigga no more, bro.
He's so mad.
It's something instinctual, bro.
Yo, speaking of the N word,
Huh?
he's like dropping it freely now.
Who?
Logic. Not hella, but like
See, that's one of the things I don't like about him, bro. He doesn't feel authentic to who he is. It feels like he's trying to be something, bro. That's corny.
We had a whole episode about that on here.
about corn.
Be yourself,
That's a
baby.
corny motherfucker,
Be
bro.
yourself, baby.
You know what? I listened to it, not all the way through. I think I got like 2 songs left. I don't know what people bitch about the skits. They're not that long. There's one skit that I cringed, like I wanted to change it.
Did he bring back Marty Randolph?
No.
Oh.
No, it's the skits are all him, Big Lembo, and C. Castro. They're the ones that they're playing themselves. It's supposed to the album takes place in like 2011 when he's first coming up, and it's like they're on a road trip from Maryland to DC for a show.
I wonder why he looked like 11 Logic. Oh, 2011 Logic.
Well, that photo.
Yeah.
It's supposed to take place.
But yeah,
The album is basically it's a road trip, and like they're talking about like what life would be like if they made it. Like the first song, the RZA's on it, and then they do. This was kind of corny. Where
Riz?
like the RZA.
RZA. Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of corny. That he wakes up somebody wakes him up and they're like, yo, I had a dream. I was like, I had a song with the RZA. And someone was like, yo, wouldn't it be so cool? Wouldn't it be crazy? And Logic's like, yeah, like, wouldn't it be crazy if one day I had a song with the whole Wu-Tang Clan? Because, you know, he does.
Oh, my God. This is shit I'm talking about, bro. You don't need to do that.
The rest of it was cool.
You don't need to do that.
I didn't love it. I didn't love the album, but again, it's just first listen, and it was in parts. Like, I didn't sit there and listen to the whole thing.
Oh, then you didn't love it then.
I can't express
I
to
know,
you,
I didn't
Khari.
love it. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
can't express to you how much it hurts me to not fuck with Logic no more.
You know, from what we've heard or I've heard on the show, everyone kind of feels that way. It's just early Logic.
The early Logic is fucking.
But all y'all basically
He was something different. He was something unique.
Right.
He had like this, you know, just uniqueness to him. His production was always hella good.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, his first album, that's a classic. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The second album,
It's classic. I
classic.
think.
Dude.
All
Yep.
the beat choices and like him subtly introducing these anime things and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of fuck with everybody. Not hella hard, but I could see where it was kind of derailing a little bit. And then what was the project after that?
Was it Bobby Tarantino?
2, right?
2, yeah.
I think that's kind of after that. I was like, I may be done with him. And then, he did some bunch of bullshit ones. I think with him, I told him he needs to stop making albums every fucking year because he has not gained life experiences to talk about.
Yeah.
He's just talking about the same bullshit, and
I feel you.
he can't get away with it like a smoker can or a game banger can, because that to even them, that's who they are. They're authentic, unless you're one of those fake ones who try to act like you're not. But him, it's like he knows he's too good for that lifestyle, but he like you feel like you're being talked down to or some shit sometimes. I don't know. Is that just me or?
No, like, yeah, I mean, he comes off like, you know, I think after everybody is when, like, I think his marriage started kind of going to shit. And after he got that divorce, yeah, he was just kind of like ass. And then he was supposedly was going to retire. And the album that he retired with.
That's what made me really fall off.
Yeah. He retired, the album, his goodbye. So his first album was called Under Pressure. And then his last album was No Pressure. That album was hella good.
He brought No ID back.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It was
you know
hella
what?
good.
Maybe the best version of Logic is when he's with No ID.
Yep. He brought.
No ID in 6, like early 6.
Yeah. Even 6. I mean, 6, all his beats sound the same now. But
Yeah, early 6 though. Like,
when that
Tits.
sound was new, you know, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I was like, all right, this was a great album. It's a good goodbye. And then like a couple months later, he dropped something else. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
Like,
He
come on,
fucking
man.
like low key. He bit off
No,
of
he high key copied MF Doom.
MF Doom. And
By
motherfucker
Ma-
just died.
Yeah, he just died.
All of a sudden,
And,
he creates this persona of fucking
I forget what his
like
name is.
like what Doom had with the mask. He created this
It looks exactly
illustrated
like it.
this illustrated mask for himself on
and
these
rap
covers.
with the filter on like Doom did.
And I'm like, yo, is all the stories true about what everyone says about you? You be biting shit? Biting like Jordan Lucas or with the Suicide song and shit when he had a whole album dedicated with the title as a phone number.
Right.
That was prime
a
Jordan
gas.
Lucas.
That was a gas album. I'm not gonna
He
lie.
kind of fell off too.
He's corny.
It's when he got involved with Logic, dog.
Logic's cancer, bro.
But it's
Dang. Can't call him man cancer.
He got a fucking tumor in my rectum.
he goes back on what he
Lord.
says and he just don't feel authentic, dog.
I feel you.
That's it.
Be
What I
yourself,
liked about
baby.
this new one was it felt nostalgic, and it just felt like he took the time to think back and to be like, you know, and because this other shit, like, it just sounds rushed. Like, he just says the same shit, the same rhyme schemes.
Yeah.
It just felt like he had pressure, like he was trying to get out of his deal. So he was dropping dog shit after dog shit after dog shit. Now he's out of his deal. And you could tell he took his time with this. Like, he's been talking about this album for years, and yeah, it feels like it's a cohesive thought. It doesn't feel like it's all over the place.
It's like imagine what Drake did if he did it bad, and what he did and the way he would do it bad is what Logic's result was. because Drake was trying to get out a contract. He was dropping hella albums, mixtapes that he considered albums and shit like that. But all his shit was so good.
Yeah.
That's true, huh? Dang.
Drake's worst shit is still like you can still listen to
That's
it.
true.
And enjoy it.
That's true.
I mean,
honestly, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
Even
true.
his like absolutely, you're like, this is the worst fucking like. The only album of his that I absolutely loathe is Scorpion. And I could still listen to a lot of this music.
I completely forgot about that. If I can be honest,
his music's not too much memorable for me anymore. If I get surprised, like, oh, okay, cool. But I kind of
But he
We're going
always
off a whole
every
tangent.
fucking album that Drake drops has 1 or 2 anthems on it. Where it's that song is gonna stick and it's gonna define your summer or your winter or your whatever he drops. There's something on there that's going to define
Find
that
Your Love
time.
was my sophomore year, homie. So I feel you.
karaoke, dog.
Come fucking on.
Karaoke, or
Remember-
let's call it off.
Come winter. Come
Eh.
on, man. Come on, man. Fuck you.
You made me blink.
Huh?
You made me blink.
Why I scared you?
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Go ahead, my whole
of
tangent. Yeah, don't do that transition.
No,
bro.
no, you're good.
No, I said don't do that transition. You
Oh.
said speaking of vibes. You know how to do it again.
Oh, speaking of transitions, no. Ride or Die by Duran Jones. This is dope because when I was listening to it the first time, I legit thought it was a song from the 70s. And then kind of, oh, no, this group is like, they just only formed in like 2016. It's got a 70s vibe and sound to it, but, it's, obviously it's current. So I thought that was super dope. And I got to give a mention to Sun Bleach by Christian Curia. That song's just catchy. Man, that's it.
Did you? I'm gonna call you out on this right now. Did you ever make that list?
No, he didn't.
So look, y'all. What happened was,
Because I like to listen to these things, but then I listen to a podcast and I'm like, when the what? It's just I don't. It's like, man, I'm gonna have to go listen to that episode again.
Oh, you should.
no,
get
and
that
you know
name.
what? And this is part of what we're going to be expanding this year. Is look, y'all. I know I made y'all a promise.
The year's a quarter over. This motherfucker talk about expanding. This
No, what you mean? Like,
quarter over, bro. It's the first quarter over this month.
Yeah.
I mean, but do you stop grinding after that?
No,
Exactly. So naturally,
What
it's
quarter?
just gonna
What
get-
quarter are we expecting this?
5th quarter.
So no, but for real, I was thinking about that today, and what happened was when I was creating it, the early episodes, it was hard to hear, especially Josh, like what his vibe was. I'm like, I literally can't understand this fool, and so I was like, you know what? So what I think I'm gonna do?
You didn't write them down? You wrote
No,
them
I
down.
was trying to write them down, but like I literally couldn't
Look
hear.
at your history with me, because you would send them when we would do the videos.
Yeah.
You'd always send them to me. Well, but we didn't do the videos day one though.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's where I was trying to do it before that point, but I was like, and sometimes we didn't post what our vibe was, but so what I think I'm going to do is at least post my vibes and Joel's vibes, since Joel, your vibes be, oof, and any guest vibes as well, and just post that as a playlist. And I was literally thinking about that on the way over here, so I think that's what's gonna happen. Definitely before the summer, so y'all got something to jam to, especially you 39 crew. Y'all know y'all we like to be jamming, baby. Come on, baby. But we appreciate y'all, not just the 39 crew, anyone new, anyone of old. For real, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Share with at least one person.
And you know what?
please.
When he doesn't drop that playlist in the summer, you know
Oh
what you
my
could do?
gosh.
Just go bump that 97 demo, baby. That's
Oh,
a timeless classic.
Time.
Any summer you come across, you can play that shit, man.
You know what? But when it does drop, we will let you know. As long as you follow the socials, Visual House Studios on Instagram, TikTok, kinda, sorta Twitch. Just stay up to date with us, because we will be dropping some things that well, you won't know about unless you simply follow us, man. We're gonna be doing some dope things this year. We're already kind of planning for spooky season. We're playing for the 1 year.
Oh, spooky season! We've been planning since the last spooky
I
season.
know, for real.
I've already been collecting shit for.
But we gonna be
huge.
doing something special.
I'm excited for Law.
With Law for spooky season. Yep. I think you guys will really enjoy it.
It's gonna rival White Noise for sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome, and I hope y'all mess with it. It's really gonna be dope. And beyond that too, we can't discuss beyond that. I mean, heck, even stuff before that we can't really discuss.
We got a lot of surprises, baby.
We got a lot of surprises, baby, and we hope y'all rock with it.
I got a lot of surprises. Y'all don't even know the surprises I got.
That's crazy.
Y'all don't.
That's why it's a surprise.
that's why it's surprised.
No, I'm talking about y'all.
I know.
Not the list. Oh.
I know. That's crazy. Come on, tell me. You're gonna tell me one after. But for real, we love y'all. Speaking of that, listen to White Noise on Tuesdays, like he mentioned. For real, we're gonna rule the world. Law's gonna be in every household. White Noise is gonna be in every household. Yeah. But y'all better help us get us there faster. It's inevitable, kind of like King. It's inevitable.
Show up, man, because I ain't dropping no music this year because I'm working on this, man.
Man, sure.
So, hey, they say, Franco, where you been at?
We in
it. Making a top 20% podcast, bitch. That's where I've been at.
We love y'all.
That shit gas, bro.
Y'all stay clean. Y'all stay safe. 39 crew. We love you. And
imagine being old and getting fucking herpes.
That's rough.
Your shit already raggedy. How do you clean that shit?
39 crew ain't got no herpes. You don't know that. 39 crew, be safe.
They VHS fans, they dirty as fuck.
Wear a condom. And I guess watch Ant-Man.
Definitely watch Ant-Man.
Yeah, watch Ant-Man.
Definitely watch Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's
it
not
ain't good,
bad.
but it's not bad. Though.
Hey, did anyone get a headache after watching that though?
Nah.
That shit fucked me up.
I think it was probably that IMAX screen.
I think
maybe
it's
I didn't eat.
It's because you were looking at the or like the credits were in your peripherals. I get that when I'm at work, I look up at the Salesforce tower and the clouds it trips me the fuck out because it's so tall. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah.
But for real though, y'all, we gonna rule the world regardless. Just help us get there faster. Literally anything we want. Peace.